you are. Good riddance. Is you kidding? Bid the forbidden. As it was written, you overbidding. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiving. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, babes, I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era up, a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casted locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ. All right. Good afternoon, my people. We got a special guest here today. He gonna be giving us a spiel about his. Well, I'm gonna let him explain what he's gonna talk about. We got Mr. Cali West Miami up in the building. Say hello to the people, Mr. Cali West. Are you there? Oh, maybe I should play another clip till you come in. You might want to unmute your mic. Mr. Cali West. Okay. Well, anyway.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
We got people watching, and I'm like, oh my God, where is he? Okay, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm chilling. It's the same. What's up? How y'all doing? What's up, y'all? It's Cali West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. So, I'm here to hear what y'all got to say. Saying y'all the ones who wanted to interview me, so I'm here just to, hear what y'all got to say, and then we can take it from there, Miss Meika.
Well, okay. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do. Let's start with that. Who you are as a person. Let's start with that. Who are you?
Well, I am, like I said, I'm Cali West, originally from the West Coast, but I live on the East Coast, basically in the South, in Miami, hence my show, Cali West Miami. So basically, I'm just, just here from the righteous sphere, just speaking the truth and just letting people know, especially, Black men, what's the best route for them to navigate and maneuver through their life as far as relationships.
Are you in a relationship?
Am I in a relationship? So this is a personal interview in regard to my social status. Is that correct?
Well, I'm interviewing you, ain't I? I mean,
well, you are. Well, I'll say this much. Well, I'm kind of glad that you bring that up because I'm actually not currently in a relationship, but I do. Let's say I do participate in the relationship environment, as in, I date, and I say that loosely, as in, I still may get with a female, and we may still carry on like grown folks do.
What's the longest relationship you've ever been in?
I've probably been in a relationship, probably maybe 4 or 5 years, more or less.
4 or 5 years. Okay, so what made you decide to want to do relationship information for men?
Well, first and foremost, I must say I was just basically sick of just seeing, basically just sick of seeing, men such as myself, other Black men, going through, the same, relationships with the wrong, with, dealing with the woman who was not really right for us, assuming that we're just supposed to accept it because, Black is beautiful and you're supposed to accept, women as they are. But, when it comes to start understanding yourself and understanding your world, you start understanding that you're the master of your destiny. Therefore, you may have to, go outside of the normal bounds that you've been confided in, whether it's getting your passport, whether it's dating, younger woman, whether it's dating, black women from another diaspora, whether it's even interracial dating. But,
Mm,
we're all about, black men saving themselves. And I believe that even fixing the community has to start in the household. So,
mm.
I basically encourage black men to basically focus on what, their desires are and what their goals are.
Okay, so are you what they would consider a passport, bro?
Well, I'm not really a passport bro per se, but I do not see anything wrong with it. I really generally believe that, you know, men have always gone to other countries, for love, since the beginning of time. I don't see why it would have to stop when it comes to black men looking for love and different opportunities in different women.
Okay, so do you promote black men to date outside their race?
Well, I don't know if I necessarily promote um black men from necessarily dating outside race because let's just be real. I mean, anything that could go wrong in a relationship can go wrong in a relationship with a, you know, Caucasian woman or a woman outside your race. There's no denying that. But at the
Mm,
same time, should a black man who is what 8% of the country, should he only resonate himself to 9% of the whole U.S. population? I don't think so. I believe that if he wants to exercise his options as far as getting a quality woman to be with, he should expand his options. And I have nothing against brothers getting their passports.
okay, so I'm just a little curious because you were saying that men were dealing with certain things in I guess in what black culture, or is this just women in America? Can you be just like a little specific on that?
Well, I mean, you're a black woman. I would think that you'll kind of understand, that when it comes to black men, they were generally dealing with black men dealing with women in the community.
Mm,
Now, keep in mind that yes, let's just be real. The community is the main problem why we have issues in the community now. The same black man that you say is shooting up the community or is not providing, for the children that y'all claim that are, deadbeats. These are the
mm.
same men that black women are raising. So we have to keep that in perspective. What is the root cause of the problem? Now,
Wait, so these are the men that black women are raising? That's what you said?
that's what I
I'm
said. Yes,
okay.
yes. I mean, I mean, because we do know um, by statistics that most black men are raised in single households, mainly single mother households. Are they not?
Okay, why do you think that is?
Why do I think that is?
Why is it statistically like that? Why is a lot of black men being raised by single mothers?
Well, I don't really think it's so much about what I think. It's just let's just go about what the facts are and what we have
Mm,
in front of us. We do have a culture that puts forth getting the bag before being in a relationship. So it's not far conceivable to know that their mothers are following the same bad habits of their mothers by just looking at the man as a paycheck versus a man who's a protector and a provider and a leader. And that is something that is missing in the black community. And let's just be real, it also manifests itself in relationships.
okay. Um. So. So okay. I'm just saying, like this. So for the single black mothers or whatever, where are the single? I mean, where are the fathers? Where did they go?
You know what? You have to ask them. But I know this much. I know they still find time to still make it down to you know, to the child support office and make sure they get those child support benefits and make sure
Well,
that they're
so
able to be on Section 8.
I'm sorry
So I guess
because
you'll have to ask those same. I guess you'll have to ask those same women, where are the husbands? Where are the men? Because let's just be real.
mm,
Most women are, like I said, are willing to, get the bag first. So if it means getting rid of the child's father and you get Section 8, which is um, basically, let's just be real, it's welfare, not only including ABT and things like that. It's easy for the black woman to easily get rid of the man and just throw her hands up and say, "Oh well, you know what? The man didn't want me. The man left." That's what you say. But Newsweek had an article probably about 6 months ago that basically stated that black men were actually the best fathers in the United States statistically. But guess what? Any woman, any black woman you see alone, they're quick to say that the man left. Well, you know what? There's his side, her side, and the truth. And statistically,
Mm-hmm.
we do know that there's a financial incentive since the 1960s for black women to get rid of the child's father in lieu of not working, getting a Section 8 voucher for housing, getting EBT benefits, not
Mm-hmm.
including the fact that you could upgrade and try to get another man on the side.
So I'm sorry, I'm a little confused because wouldn't having a working man in a household be more finances than getting those things?
Well, like I said, you will have to go back and ask those women. At the end of
Well,
the
I'm
day,
a woman, so I know that and I worked for DPSS before, and I know that you don't get much, and I'm in California, and so I know we're the highest paying in the United States. That's why a lot of people come to California, because
okay.
not only do we give benefits to mothers and children, we also give benefits to single men. So a lot of people come to California to get these benefits, and we're the highest paying welfare system, right? And one thing that I know about Section 8 and Cal Works, we call it Cal Works out here, that's welfare or whatnot, is that it's peanuts. It's nothing. And then when you get on Section 8 out here or anywhere, they put you in the worst neighborhoods, right? And then you don't get a choice of how many rooms you get. You don't get a choice on how you're living. You just got to go by what they say, where so I would think me, I was a working single mother. I'm married now, but I was married before. And I would think logically that it's more beneficial to be in a relationship with a working partner than to receive welfare benefits, because it's really not enough. It's not
Well, let's
enough
go.
to raise
Well, let's
children.
go. Well, hold on. Let's go. Let's scale back to what I just stated before. See, because my question to you was, yeah, my question to you was, ask the woman who do that. You might not be just the person who will do that per se, but
Mm.
that doesn't change that doesn't change the fact that women are actually doing it. And yes, maybe you're one of the different women, maybe you're the exception to the rule, but sometimes when we have these debates, black women tend to generalize, you know, take a generalized statement and personalize it because yes, you know, living in the hood on Section 8, living in Nickerson Gardens might not be the business for you. Coming from California, I don't know which part of California you're from,
I'm
but
in
I'm
Los
originally from,
Angeles. I know
yeah, I'm
about the
originally from LA.
garden.
Yeah, right, right. All right, so we know what
Uh,
time it is. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
grew up on Crenshaw and Vernon, so I know what time it is. I'm
Okay.
from the West Side, so like I
Okay.
said, it might be peanuts to you, and it might not be for you per se, but that
Mm.
doesn't stop other women from doing it. And I must say, you gotta understand, there are women who, they are more than willing to sit on their behind, and live in those conditions because there are a good number of black people who grew up in the Nicholson Gardens, and guess what? Them getting Section 8 vouchers is something that they already grew up and raised and are already used to. So they don't have no problem. They see their mother do the same thing to their father. So guess what? You think they have any problem with doing that to the next man? They don't, and they do. And yeah, and as far as you're concerned, yeah, it might be peanuts to you, but hey, there are people who voted certain presidents in just for the fact that they could take care of student loan benefits and certain socialism style programs. So, let's not say that, people don't go for peanuts. A lot of people decide not to go to work just to get peanuts from the government because they kind of called it quote unquote free money. So, at the end of the day, I'm not here to give an answer of why someone did something. All I know is that, we have the situation at hand, and guess what? As black men, we just need to kind of disassociate for any type of woman who believes, you know, welfare or Section 8 is, a way out or a viable option for them and their children.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cali West. I was just talking to you. I didn't even pay attention to Classic Craig is on the live with us tonight. I'm so sorry, Craig. I meant to
No, it's good.
introduce you, brother. But we started saying stuff. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Let's get into this. I'm sorry.
This the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty proud that my bro, Cali West Miami's here. You know what I'm saying? I had to wear the Jimmy Butler jersey for him. You know what I'm saying? Um, yo, and
Salute.
this the only jersey I'm gonna be having on tonight,
I
Meika.
don't believe you. I do not believe you.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that we have the man, the man of the Wild Wild West with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing in the fire. He's bringing in, not only is he bringing in the information, he's bringing in the truth when it come down to it. But I just want to thank Cali for coming on. I would have a few questions for him, but no, this your show, Meika. You know what I'm saying? But I
Well,
just want
no, go ahead and take over. But I just do want to ask him before you take over. Will you be willing to answer any questions from the audience after this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, because I see someone wants to get on, and I'm just gonna let everybody know. Like once we conduct the interview and wrap it up, then you'll be able to come on and ask whatever it is you ask. But right now, we're gonna focus on Cali West Miami, um, and what he's here to represent. Okay, go ahead, Craig. Take it away for a second for me.
okay, so right quick though, Cali, man, yo, again, I'm glad you came on, brother, and I'm glad you here with us tonight, man. How you feeling, Chief? You pretty good and everything, man?
As good as I can be for a Friday. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I feel you. Thank God it's Friday, man. So as you was getting in with Meika, right? I heard you was talking about what Section A, the absence of the father, you know, hard, cold, cut truths right there that most individuals, most ladies don't really necessarily want to talk about. Most women don't want to pretty much in a lot of ways even deal with because they feel like as a woman, and a lot of black women feel this way. They are more important. They matter. Your feelings as a man doesn't matter. And just because you're in my presence and I am giving you attention, you should just accept that no matter what happens. It is what it is. I'm a woman. You're a man. I'm greater, more valued by society. You're just a dirty man. And that's that. A lot of ladies have that horrible, horrible, horrible princess complex. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
a lot of people just don't necessarily want to talk about that, right? And also, I just want to get your opinion on this, right? Now, you have some married men, right? And I don't know what's up with these guys. Maybe because they're married, maybe they're a little bit delusional, but they feel like, well, because I have my woman and my woman is X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, and blah, you're not a real man, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know the types, right? You know
Right.
those. And I was just wondering if you can break down why these guys feel this way. You see what I'm saying? Why do they act this way? And why do they feel like they have to have this little imaginary dick measuring contest with other men, especially on the internet?
Well,
You
that's
know,
because that's because most black men are single mother raised bastards.
ooh, facts.
Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we might all, many of us might not have fathers for, you know, many of the same reasons, but it's
Mm-hmm.
basically almost the same reasons. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
know, whether the dad wasn't really involved with the mother, or whether the dad was involved with the mother, but guess what? They didn't work out, and we all know that 75% of divorces are initiated by the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, so yeah, it goes back to the end of the day. Men are we're just useful tools, and nothing's wrong with men. Men by no means have any problem being useful. We just don't want to be just used and discarded. So at the same time, unfortunately, we can't depend on women to make the sound judgment of when to use us, when not to use us, and that's actually why we're supposed to be the leaders and we're supposed to dictate how things go in a relationship.
Right. 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 That's factual. That's factual. Um, Another question I have too, right? Now, here's the thing. I had this talk with my brother in arms and the honorable minister himself, Ratchet motherfucking Craig. I had to talk with him about this too, right? We spoke about how most men, right? You know how guys can get pussy whipped. but you have men who are drunk off the validation of women. They'll
Right.
take that validation over the pussy, which is crazy to me, right? And they'll make themselves look like a fool, go left field, go all the way in space just to get that validation from women. You see what I'm saying? So can you explain to me why most black men, and I notice a lot of these guys are past their 20s, why are they so drunk off of that?
Well, that's because, you know what I'm saying, it took a while for them to get off, you know what I'm saying, their mama titty. You feel me? Like I said, without having a father around, you know, the boy, you know, was attached to the boy's hip until he was finally able to go outside and things like that. And unfortunately, in the community, the women are held up high to the highest esteem. You know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect women, but at the same time, just respecting them just because they're female. I respect them because they are valued and they move like a woman are two different things. And unfortunately, you know, owning the black community is a big deal to have sex with a woman because even Plies came out the other day and said anyone who decided to vote for Trump or was a Trump supporter, you know, it was the type of guys who was in high school who didn't get any pussy. But what's kind of stupid about that is in the white community, in the Chinese community, shit, even probably even in the Spanish community, no one's bragging about who gets pussy because they kind of know that, you know, getting pussy is cheap. Getting a good woman who's of quality, that's something that's hard to come by. By the
Right.
end of the day, you know, black men, we tend to make a big deal about who gets pussy because, you know, if you're talking to your homeboys and stuff back in the day, shit, maybe even now, you know, somebody's gonna bring up about how he get more bitches than you or something like that. And what the fuck does that mean? Because let's just be real. Anybody who claims that they get all the bitches and all that, you know, ask them how many of those bitches, you know, they've been around since day one. He gonna tell you he broke over them, he ain't with them no more. Why? Because guess what? Bitches come and go. You know, that's nothing. That's not a big deal. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys who's getting, you know, saying all the action in high school. And you know, those guys have a fucked up situation right now. So feel me, they're not really the ones who necessarily follow.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, not saying that, you know, I didn't want, I was never the type of nerd who wasn't getting no pussy in high school. I was definitely getting some ass. But when I ended kind of realizing, I kind of wish I kind of followed the way of the nerds a little bit. Because guess what? Those nerds, they're the ones who kind of got their life together now. We look back in high school and shit, you know.
Mm.
A lot of them
No.
dudes got their heads, you know, squared together. You know, some of the same dudes who wasn't getting that much pussy, trust me,
Mhm.
it was almost a blessing that it wasn't getting the pussy because guess what? You don't want to be attached to some of these women. You know, there's not only so many women who are truly worthy of being with in a relationship.
Right.
Let me ask a question, if you don't mind. What type of woman is worth being with for you?
Well, a woman who's willing to listen and, you know, basically co-sign to my plans and basically be able to, you know, carry it on and do everything that she should be as a woman. And that's
Okay, if
my
she has her own plan, then what?
I was still talking, but
Oh, sorry.
okay. But it's okay. It's cool. But you said if she has her own plan, she has her own plan, then hopefully her plan is to follow me because if not, she doesn't have any plans with me.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'll have a question for you. Now you bring that up. What
Mhm.
type of plan does a woman have that is in place to take care of her and her man? Because I don't know if any plans as such.
So me personally, I am always supportive of my husband's plans, but I try to maintain my individuality within the relationship. So like right here, like what I'm doing on this platform, this is something that I want to do. And then I hope my husband will support me in doing it, you know. I also like to make music and I'm a master of a lot of things. I do a lot of things. So as long as his plans don't as long as we don't collide, we should be good because I'm always going to support whatever it is that he does. You get it? But I'm
And
not
that's
going
a
to
good
be a
thing.
slave.
Okay, what do you consider being a slave?
Well, men tend to think that women are the only ones to be submissive. And I don't know where they get this ideology from. But being submissive is when two people submit to a cause, right? They have to have an agreement. Um, The first time I ever heard about being submissive was biblical. And biblically speaking, it says that both man and woman should be submissive unto each other, wife and husband. And a lot of people don't talk about that part. So a
Okay,
lot of
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second.
give me 1 second.
Okay.
A lot of men tend to think that a woman is supposed to do everything he says do, whether the idea is conducive to getting to the goal. It's like if he tells me to jump off of a roof, am I finna listen to that? No, I'm not.
Jumping off that guy.
No, I'm not. I'm not jumping off no roof. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit.
So and I think this goes both ways. You know, women need to choose men that, like with me, I look at how a man spends his money. I look at if he can save his money. I look at the decisions he make, you know, if he keep making the same stupid decisions. So a lot of men want this submissiveness, but then they're not making proper decisions in their life, and then they want a woman to follow them. You know what I mean?
That's where we'll agree to disagree. Because let's take a step back for a moment. You brought up submission in the Bible. Okay. So let me ask the question. Do you believe in a 50-50 relationship?
No. I believe that you should put everything that you have within a relationship on both sides.
That's not
There's
what
no
I'm asking you. I think you ask. I think let's not all right, let's not mince words. Let me elaborate. When I say 50-50 relationship, I'm saying that basically your husband pays half the bills and you pay half the other bills. Are you in a 50-50 relationship?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. What part of that don't you agree with?
I believe that if I'm making more than my husband and I have the financial ability to pay the bills, pay the bills. If my husband is making more than me and he has the financial ability to pay the bills, pay the bills. Because life is filled with ups and downs. So it's not about 50 here, 50 there. No, we're not doing that. That's roommate. We're here to survive together.
Okay, wait. I think we kind of maybe we're getting off a little off track here, and maybe I'm misunderstanding. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, who is currently paying the majority of the bills now? Are you paying the majority of the bills right now in your current relationship?
I could say I'm paying majority of the bills.
Okay, so you're paying the majority of the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me ask the question: how many of your homegirls and other women, you know, do you believe is actually willing to pay the majority of the bills?
Almost all of them.
Oh, really? Okay. And let me ask you
I
a
don't know.
question.
Go ahead.
Your husband,
Mhm.
are you the kids that you have? Are they his kids?
No,
Oh, okay. So I mean, when you kind of say that it's only right that you only pay the majority of bills because you're the
no,
one who
because
has most
my
of the
kids are
baggage.
grown. My kids are not. My kids are grown.
Okay, so they don't live with you.
Well, one of them, my 15-year-old lives with me. Yes,
Okay, that I mean
but
that's one. That's enough.
two of my kids are grown. Yes,
Okay, but you still have a
and
15-year-old still living with
when my kids do stay with me or whatever, if while they're grown, because they going through their little trying to learn who they are as adults. When they do come stay, they pay bills. I don't do that. Oh, you can stay with me for free type of thing.
you.
It might not be a lot of bills, but it's to teach them responsibility. You know what
Right,
I
but
mean?
don't you? I understand that, but don't you kind of feel that in the black community, a lot of our parents are kind of more focused, or when I say our parents, maybe even our mothers,
Mm-hmm.
they're more focused on you teaching you responsibility versus them making sure that they set up a path for you. That way you don't have to struggle. That way you don't have to go out there and find out who you are.
Everybody have to go out there and find out who they are, whether they struggle or not. And sometimes people make mistakes, even adults. Like I said, we've all made mistakes as adults, so we struggle.
I
We're
agree to
learning.
disagree. I agree to disagree. I believe as a parent, and I believe this is something that's very important in the community. And this is one of the things like why black people are missing out. I kind of believe that if you have a child, it is your responsibility to make sure that they're better off than you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't have any kids. Because if I'm
Okay,
gonna have
so
a
I
kid, look,
understand why you're saying what
hold up,
you're
hold up,
saying.
wait, hold up. Let me just say my point. You know, I have nieces and I have only nephews. I have a bunch of nephews and stuff. So, you know, look, at the same time, like I said, I'm gonna make sure my life is centered around making their life better, because my kids can't struggle. My kids are not gonna have to deal with that if I'm gonna have kids. And trust me, I know it's not easy being a parent. I understand that. Saying shit. Because trust me, when I was younger, shit, even when I got a little older, I still kind of got a little help from my parents here and there and stuff. Saying, because what, at the same time, as parents, you're supposed to have, you know, put them in a position that way they don't have to struggle. That way, when they leave the house, they never have to come back. You know.
That's ideal. You know what I'm saying? That's in the perfect world. But as a mother dealing with this now, because my children are like, I have a 21-year-old and a 24-year-old, right?
Okay.
And so you want the best for your children, you want to instill the best in your children, right? And my children were the picture perfect children, right? When they became adults, they wanted to identify as adults, right? So when mom says, "Hey, do this," and this could happen X, Y, and Z. If you do this or if you do that, here goes some jewels. They at one point they rejected the jewels. I can't for you could. It's like one of those things, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So at some point, because it was frustrating, because I didn't want to. Nobody wants to see their children go through anything,
Right.
especially if you love them. So um it's disheartening, because I'm like, man, if you had only listened to me, then you wouldn't be going through this now. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
can you
So,
let me ask you a question?
huh.
What was their father's position in making sure that they were in a good position in their life?
um they both had their fathers. They have the different fathers, but my oldest child's father passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it, like,
So
health condition? Or how
yeah,
did he pass
I don't.
away?
We don't know his death was what did they say on his death certificate, that it's unknown how he died.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'll kind of go say too, like, don't you think that if you did have their father around, that maybe they would have been more
They
on the
had their
on the right
fathers.
path?
They had their fathers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, they had their fathers. Okay.
My son still has his father.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's neither here or there. They
I,
had
I,
their,
I would I agree to disagree. Why are you and their father not together?
because he beat me. He broke my jaw into 5 places.
Ooh. And you gave him your body? You gave a man your body
He
who
did this after we
you're not
had got
together?
married and had my son.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like, so he just like metamorphosized into this guy who just decided to like hurt you like that. I mean,
Yes.
you must have seen it.
Later on, I found out from a relative of his that he was using drugs.
Okay, so how long did you know him before you got pregnant?
Uh, a couple of years. We were together for about 2 or 3 years.
So you've been with a man for 2 to 3 years
We
and you
got
didn't know he
married
had a
before I
drug
got
problem?
pregnant, by the way. I was
No,
married to
that's
him
cool.
before I had a baby with him. Yeah.
Well, that's dope. I'm just saying, like, so you tell me that because you know what? Here's the thing. I may have never been married and I may not have kids, but one thing about me is I've been with quite a few women. I've dated quite a few women. And one thing I learned about women is that you never know a woman or you never know a person, even a friend, until you move in with them. So you tell me you was living with a man for 2 to 3 years and you didn't know he was doing drugs
No,
before you
we
got
didn't
pregnant?
live together for no 2 or 3 years. We were dating for about like a year and a half, and then we moved together maybe close to a year before we got married. Everything was perfect, like perfect. I was when I first met him, I was the breadwinner. I'm always a breadwinner, but when I first met him, I was the breadwinner, and he also had children that I helped him get custody of, and I helped him take care of his children. And then there's three. He had three of them. And then after that, we decided, to get married. We got married. Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect. Then we moved to Texas, and that's where the abuse started happening. We moved to Texas. He isolated me from my family. You know what I mean? Then
Oh,
he knew that it was no one to come whoop his ass.
oh, okay. So, I mean, I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, we kind of, have a situation. and I kind of feel like we don't look at the red flags, you know, especially our
Oh,
women,
there was definitely
because they
red
had to be.
flags. I'm sorry.
No, no. Oh, okay, so there was red flags.
Oh yeah. There was red flags, but it was like how can I say? It was from his previous relationships, it wasn't no red flags that I guess it was too perfect. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where it was too perfect. And then a past relationship, that he had, the woman tried to tell me something about him, but I'm like, well, you're not with him. Of course you're bitter, right? But and then I didn't know her. It was my first time meeting his ex-wife, and I didn't know her, so I just felt like it was just out of place for her to try to tell me anything about my now husband.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that was a red flag. And then it was just like too perfect. Like, come home with flowers every day and rose petals everywhere. He was just a hopeless romantic. And and I at the time, like I said, I was the breadwinner. The roles did reverse after I helped him get on his feet and all that stuff. The roles did reverse. He became the breadwinner. But like when I would get off of work, everything would be cooked, clean, and everything. You know what I mean? So it
Oh,
was just
okay.
like I would come home and I literally see a sparkle like on the wall, like it'd be like bling. It was just so clean and everything. So he just swept me off my feet.
Oh,
And
okay.
then we got married and everything was cool till like maybe after I had my son. I would say like maybe my son was probably like 3, maybe 3. Then that's when he started spazzing out. And then that's when I found out he started doing drugs. Started doing what you call that stuff? Meth.
Oh, wow.
hmm I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, his relative told me that's what it was. I don't know how true that was though. I don't know how true that is because now he's great. Like he's back to that. Oh, I'm not with him anymore, but he I have to talk to him. Raising my son and everything.
So let me get this straight. He got better after he started dealing with you.
Hold on. Don't come in here, Aaron. I'm sorry. My daughter's coming home from school. But so he was great. And then after it was years after that though. It took a long time for him to get better. But he's better now. It took almost I want to say 15 years for him to get better after that. Hello. Are you there?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. But so because I noticed, right, a lot of I noticed that there's some successful black men from single mothers, and I want to know where do the fathers, the absentee fathers, is there any accountability for them?
Well, you know what? You will have to take that up with those men because, it's not our job or our solution. I don't have a solution for you to pick, the guy that you chose. The only thing I can suggest is that, you should pick the best guy for you because if you don't pick the best guy for you, situations like this will happen, where, you have a dude, he's kind of cool. He might, y'all might get into it, stuff like that. At the end of the day, you have to kind of understand that you did choose that man to be with, not the other way around. I'm quite sure there's a lot of guys that you knew in high school who were probably begging to be with you, but you chose to be with that man because, maybe you liked how he looked or something like that.
Mm-mm. No, that's not my story. But
That's not your story. So what
no,
is your
that's
story?
not
So
my
how did I mean?
story.
Because I just don't understand this. I ain't gonna lie. Anytime that I dealt with any female, whether it was a good or bad situation, I can honestly say now, I look back in the hindsight, there were all the red. There was always the red flags. There was always things that I kind of knew. I don't think I ever. Maybe one time I probably got caught off guard, but for the most part, it kind of was what it was, and it was pretty obvious. Sometimes I just know that our women tend to say the same thing. Trust me, other black women say the same thing, like oh, that's not my story, or that's not what happened. So but it's just like okay, maybe you had a different story, but you still end up having the same conclusion. And that's the problem because y'all are
Well, not
choosing
every woman gets
men who are not
beaten.
that great. Of course, not
Not
every woman gets beaten, but
right.
all I'm saying is that but regardless of it, there's always a reason why they have to end up breaking up, and that's not really good for the community, or for the children, because guess what, children need their fathers.
Like I said, my son always. I never said anything bad about my son father or whatever we went through in our relationship is what we went through in our relationship, and I still allow my son to have a relationship with his father. So that was never neither here or there. Um, Relationships, you choose people. So a lot of people choose wrong people. It's a lot of people that does that. You're not in the relationship now, so you've done it too. So it's just like it is what it is. Um,
Well,
I,
it's not just. It is not just is what it is, and I must say, and the reason why I haven't been in, and I must say, it's not. I'm not in a relationship because I can't be in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship because I don't want to be in a relationship. I mean, for me to be in a relationship, I do have a little bit of criteria, and someone has to be on board with that. Trust me, the easiest thing to do right now is to go find a black woman to be with and be in a relationship with. But guess what? The question is, do I want to accept the burden or the baggage typical black woman may have? And that's the caveat.
you said that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do. I was getting a relationship with a black woman.
So you think black women out here desperate for a relationship?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, they're desperate for a lot of things. But one thing that they're definitely one thing I know is that black women are the least married and the most divorced for a reason.
I
And of
got some
course,
statistics for that.
okay. So what are your statistics on that?
Okay, so black women are the most divorced because they're the least likely to date outside their race, right? So black women are loyal to a fault majority to black men. So we get divorced at a higher rate than any other woman because we're always married to black men. However, when black women date outside their race and marry, they have uh, uh, a higher rate of staying in the marriage than any other female race. So, black men, however, when they date outside their race, they have a higher divorce rate, regardless across the board. So, the problem is not the black woman, the problem is the black man. Because if a black woman could sustain a marriage, which she has the highest sustainable marriage when she dates interracial, then the problem has to be the black man.
That's actually false. Did you
No, it's
just
not.
say?
I
No,
can
hold on,
pull up.
wait, hold on, wait, hold up. If you're gonna, okay, you can pull it up. As a matter of fact, you should pull it up because this is my question to you. You said that they had the highest success rate. Let's see his thing. Let's see his thing. Let's not mince words because there's a lot of truth and there's a lot of falseness to what you kind of said. Is how and we could break it apart now. Yes, technically, when black women do marry, listen to this. When black women do marry white people or someone out their race, they tend to stay longer than them statistically. But do you know the number of black women who are actually married to um, any other race other than black men is less than 1%. That's a fact.
Like
Oh,
I said,
hold on, wait. Let me at least respond to you. And then you actually also brought up the fact that oh, now keep in mind, black men actually are, and yes, black men may be the most divorced, but do you know who black men are mostly married to? Black women statistically. So if you kind of look at the divorce, and we all know statistically that women by 75%, if not 80%, depending on their higher education,
let's pull up the
would
stats.
divorce a man before a woman is, especially in the black community. So guess what? So it goes back to the divorce. So let's just go back to the fact that there's no fault divorce. So if black men are getting divorced, they're getting divorced by our own black women. So that's why maybe it's a good decision that black men have decided to be passport bros, because now black women don't have an excuse to why they're bad. They're not to get with a black man, because that black man has a choice of being with another race of woman.
Okay, so wait a minute. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so right, if a black man marries a white woman, he is 200% more likely to get a divorce. If a black woman marries a white man, she is 44% less likely to get a divorce. If a white woman marries a white or Asian or whatever, she is 30% to 4 to 30% most likely to divorce, saying that, and you just reiterated what I said. I said that black women don't interracially marry as much as black men do. Black
Change
men,
don't with can't.
huh?
Change don't with can't.
No, it's not
It's
a
not that.
can.
It's not that. It's not that black woman can't. No, don't
It's
want
not
to
a
date
can.
the woman can't. Black woman can't. And here's another too. Let's just
It's
be
not a
real.
can.
There's a
It's
reason.
not
Look.
a can.
Oh, okay. All right. See, here's the thing. See. Okay. All right. Look, call it what
I'm
you
gonna
want.
tell you
But look,
why
at
it's
the
not
end.
a
At the
can.
end. Okay.
Oh, well, hold on, Meek. Hold on. And so let's dive into this, right? I had to put on my Steph Curry jersey, you know what I'm saying, representing Cali again, you know what I'm saying, the greatest 3-point shooter ever. So check this out, right? I'm gonna do ladies first, right quick, right? So Meika, why do you say that? And then I'm gonna go to Cali.
Why do I say it's not a can't?
Yeah, why do you say?
I only can speak from my own experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I since I was old enough to date, I've always been approached by men of other races. My mother dated men of other races. My auntie is married to a man of another race. I see men of other races love black women to a fault. But see, black men do not want to recognize that it exists. Every female I've ever talked to that's black, especially the darker her skin, the more they love her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Right.
every man that's black, they don't want to accept this as a truth. This is I have done the statistics on this, and I took the statistics.
Well, you just
I got
contradicted
B+
yourself. You
in
just
it.
said that two
By the
people that
way,
you know are with
no,
people
statistics is you get
interracial.
a sample size of 100 or more, or 10 or whatever. You get a sample size, and you do the math, and that's how you get your stats. Anybody that know how to do statistics can do a statistic. You ask a survey question, then you tally up the votes.
Okay, so let's hold up. Let's go in right into here right now, Cali. So why do you say can't?
Well, I say can't because it's pretty obvious. Because if they could, they would. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, when you have women have their hair blonde, they've run their hair European centric, they're willing to, take a corporate job, whether it even is an entry level position instead of being a housewife. When you have women who are saying that, they rather, they want cute babies or they want pretty babies and stuff like that, even from elementary school, you already know what time it is. So at the
Right.
end of the day, and look, and at the end of the day, whenever you look, we see celebrities like Venus Williams, Serena, and all that. All these type of celebrities, when they get a chance, they go date someone of another race real quick. So at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want, but if I just kind of feel like if black women were so great as they claim or as she's stating, then guess what? Then these rich millionaire white men will be vowing to be with them. So, it's easy to kind of just say, oh, well, they don't prefer them. But let's just be real. Every chance they get, they will date interracially. And guess what? I have no problem with black women dating white men. But black women, the main reason why black women have a problem with black men dating interracially, because they know we could do it more successfully than they can, whether we'll get divorced or not.
So here's my thing, and this is just me going off of the little surveys or whatever. Black women technically most times do not want a pink penis. That's it. We don't like looking at pink penises, so that's why we don't date outside our race. We want a black penis, period. So, and we're more loyal to our men. That is why it's not a can't. It's not a can't.
If y'all was more loyal to y'all men, then why would y'all put your men on child support? Yeah, more loyal to y'all man.
I've never put anybody on child support, so you got to ask. If I helped a lot of men get off of child support, actually,
How you do
um,
that? How you manage to get someone a man off of child support that's not your
helping them
man?
do their paperwork and stuff like that. Yeah, helping them know how to work the system.
Okay, so you got these men not to pay child support for their child. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, not just that. Some of them had high child support. Some of them was paying before child support. Some of them was paying more, and then when the baby mama whatever put them on child support, they ended up paying way less than what they were paying out their pocket.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we can't keep on talking about what somebody else,
Something happened. I don't know. He left the show. Craig, hello. Anyways, I don't know what happened to the stream or whatnot. I hope the brother comes back. I don't know what experience the brother had or whatnot. Um, how long we been on here? 51 minutes. Craig, where you at, bro? Where your brother go? Yeah. So, anyways, I feel like this about child support. Since nobody's on the live, I'm gonna just finish it up. When it comes to child support, you shouldn't have to force somebody to take care of their seat. Like, come on now. A man should want to take care of his seat. If he decides that it's an equal footing, right? If a man meets a woman and he decides to have sex with the woman, they both taking a risk to have a baby, especially if they're not using any precaution. So both are equally responsible here. Now, if the woman decides to take on her part of responsibility, that's fine. But how would we be if we was living in a world where a whole bunch of women who got pregnant just start dropping their babies off at the fire station? Then we have a whole bunch of kids stuck in the system. So we just want to blame the moms, but we won't let the men be accountable. Let's talk about it. Anyways, I guess this live is over with because brother is gone, Craig is gone. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God, what happened, Meika?
I don't know. Did I scare the guy off?
Maybe so, but I don't know.
Did you talk to him?
No. I was gone. I thought y'all was having a build, but
He dropped off. I don't know if it was because he was in the middle of talking. So I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. So maybe you need to reach out to him and see what happened.
I don't think he did it on purpose. I was gonna ask both of
Oh,
y'all.
there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Hold on, hold on, right quick. She was in the line, Cali. Y'all stop her.
I thought you left. I was like, what did I do? Did I mess up?
Nah, man, I was tripping. I had messed up. I pressed the button and it had went all bad. Nah, I was just gonna just say to the fact that unfortunately, I wish that was true, but at the end of the day, you know, black women, they basically made their choice and kind of showed their disloyalty to black men because the first thing they say is niggas ain't shit. All right, that's not loyalty to your black man. Secondly, if you're taking welfare benefits in exchange for the man being around to spend time with their children, that is a betrayal of the black man, as well as the fact that you're raising a child, especially boys and even girls, without a father. That's respectful to the black men as well, and not only to the black men but to your community. Because at the end of the day, a woman cannot do a man's job, and when women feel that they could just subsidize a man, which is giving them, kids money, unfortunately, that's not the end all be all, and that's kind of why a lot of kids have lost their way, especially in the community.
I wanted to touch on something that you said about the choosing part. So, is it not the men that choose the women too? I hear echo. Is that me?
Huh? Somebody else is in the room, but I think their mics are off, so I don't know what echo you hear, but
Okay.
I don't know. Do you
I
hear
don't
echo?
hear no more. Oh, yes, I do. Wait a minute. Let me see.
I don't know.
Okay, I said, wait, can you mute your mic just so I can see if it's your mic real quick?
Okay.
Is it okay? Oh yeah, so now I don't hear. Yeah, yeah. So I was hearing some feedback going on. I think you might is your earphones loud or something? I don't know. But my question was, uh don't the men choose up too? Like if a man choose to be with a black woman and then leave or not there to provide for the child, does he is he accountable for that?
Ultimately, you're asking a great question. Ultimately, that is actually why people used to say, especially in Christian households, they'll say, you get married before you carry, for the same exact reason. Why? Because when you get married, there's certain things you can expect. That person has, they put their name on the line to be with you. It's probably the best person to get pregnant with, not just some guy who you just feel that, oh, just because you have a baby with, oh, he's going to mismanage to his manly responsibilities. Unfortunately, the world does not evolve on people's word. You know, it falls on people's actions or inaction. So at the end of the day, talk about whether the man chose or not. It's kind of like saying, for example, like, someone gets, robbed or something like that. Like, okay, you can ask the question, you can say, okay, the person who robbed you was wrong for robbing you. But the question was it smart to be wearing a diamond, chain, walking down a dark, scary alley at 2 a.m. in the morning? Probably not the best idea. Hello?
I'm
No.
sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
Yep, yep.
I just want to introduce Ratchet Red Pill to the live.
Man, he always kicking in the damn door on my shows. How you
Man,
get
look,
in here,
I
nigga?
just want to thank Brother Cali for coming through, man. Cali West and Meika, you put on a great show as usual. And Classic Creek, you just there. I don't know why you there, but you there. But anyway, y'all continue, man. I just want to just show up and just say, man, this is a good show, man. That's all. This is a good show. And thank you, Cali West, for coming through.
Cali West, I think something going on because every time your microphone is on, it's a feedback, bro. Can you like turn down the volume on something? I muted your mic, so wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
You
Hold on, let
good,
me
though.
see.
You good. You good.
Oh, it's
You
better
good.
now. Oh no, it's still there.
Yeah, put it back so everybody can see us, Mika. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You, you
I
got
was
to
trying
talk
to
about.
change the layout. Oh, okay. I thought you said, wait a minute, Craig. You're
What?
not gonna play with me today, bro.
What are you talking about?
I know my eyes ain't deceiving me, bro.
They are deceiving you.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That's why
You know,
Callie's here to get you on the right path because you fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I got the echo thing on and everything, the echo canceling and all that. Is that sound a little better?
Yeah, that
um,
sounds great.
it's like is your earphones working? Like, take your earphones off to see if it's coming through your computer.
No, I
But
don't
I
have to
hear
because I know it's
all the
not.
hear when you talk. All the hear when you talk though, Mika. The echo. I don't
So
hear
you
us
might need
clearly.
you might need to turn off your TV in the background or your computer or
I
whatever
don't
that
have
is you
nothing
got
on but
running in
my
the background.
computer.
No, I just said I just hear when you talk. I hear the feedback only when you talk.
I don't hear
I
no
hear it
feedback.
on yours too, though, Red. Okay, let me go out and come back in.
Yeah, it's your fault. See, that's the
No, it ain't
problem.
my fault.
See, our women have no accountability. It was you, but you want to blame the man
Right.
the entire goddamn time. That's what we talking about, man.
Right.
You know?
Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to say this though, Callie, man. Again, I'm really glad you came on, Chief. I really appreciate you, man. Um, Another thing too, right? When we talking about these men, right? Because it was just one dude. Man, let me find his what's it called? Because boy, this guy right here, Will Scott. This is ignorant. I was just trying and speak on the topic, but I changed my mind. I just hope that you gentlemen don't have kids of your own with this viewpoints like this. Okay, so individuals like me.
He was crying.
Yeah, he was crying. He sounded like he was crying talking about this. He typed up
It
a whole
sounded like he
paragraph.
cried. He typed it like he was crying.
Typing like he was crying. Like,
Just
you know,
crying in the car, Craig.
he crying in the goddamn car. You know what I'm saying? You hurt his feelings, Cali. Talking about his mama like talking about that nigga mama. But this is what I be talking about, right? Like when certain guys like this, they hear us speak, right? It's like they get offended for they fucking mama, right? Being single. And they lose their damn mind and they can't control themselves. Right? It's like the bitch in them come out and just slap their masculinity and say, you gotta stop this man from talking. You know what I'm saying? It really
Right.
one day I would like to have a conversation with him, you know what I'm saying?
Craig, quit
Because
talking about Craig.
oh, okay, you're right. No mama jokes. You're right.
My mama,
Ratchet been
that's my
telling me to
mama
stop talking
too.
about
That's
Mika.
my mama too.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you and Mika get back to it, G. You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you, what you over there? You over there rolling something up over there in Cali West? You looking down like you rolling something up over there, bro.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
um, so you suggest that I'm hearing this feedback and it's bothering me. Oh God. What was my next question? So, do you know any women that are successful at all? Black women?
I know a couple.
Can I ask what you do for a living?
What I do for a living,
Yes.
I make money.
So you just a hustler out here in these streets?
It doesn't have to be in the streets. Well, I definitely hustle.
I mean, do you have a career or profession or something like that?
I do.
Can you tell us what it is?
Of course, I professionally get money.
Oh wow. Okay. So tell us about your last relationship. How did that end?
Oh, wonderful. Hello?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just
Okay.
holding this mic while you talk.
Good
Now
question.
you're. I don't know if you heard my answer, but I said it ended great. He said, "How did my last relationship end?" I said, "It ended great."
Oh, that was the answer?
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-mm-mm. So y'all just mutually ended the thing?
Uh. Well, I'll say this much: when a woman decides that she doesn't want to be with you, or she decides that she might find something better, or let's just say, you know, when you are not really, on the same page as each other, you can separate and be cool. You know, I mean, she want me back, so I guess it didn't end that bad.
Are you willing to go back?
No.
You're just moving on forward, right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, because if you wasn't willing to stay to fix it, why would you be stay to get it back?
Okay, so
Yeah, I'd be
what
a
advice
simple
would you
move.
give to the brothers out there right now when it comes to relationships, since that's what you do?
Well, first off, shit, unless she's willing to, co-sign and do, what you feel is best, and as long as she's willing to have that phone, open it with all times and not be going out to no clubs and no night bars, and is willing to co-sign to what you own, never make her your girlfriend, much less your wife.
I got a question for you. So she can't go to a club or a night or a bar?
Let me ask you a question. Why does she need to go to the nightclub and a bar for if she's with me?
Would you go with her?
No, but no. Hold on, no. Let's not ask whether I go with her. My question is to you is, what does she need to go to the nightclub for if she's already with me?
Just to network.
Okay, so she can't network at Pottery Barn. She can't network at Barnes and Nobles. She can't network at the committee meeting, in the city hall. She can't do anything else to network.
She can
So
network at all those places, but the best deals is made at a bar.
That is actually false. Show me where it says that the best deals are made at bars. So you tell me at the bars and the nightclubs. So you tell me people are going to like well, I don't know what clubs are famous now in LA, but you tell me people are going to clubs to make $1,000, $1 million deals. They're not.
Um,
Most business deals are done from 9 to 5. Not like in the
uh,
movies where they're making deals in nightclubs.
uh,
And I'm loving that jersey, Craig.
Appreciate it, man. I had this on all night.
That shit dope.
So Cali, let me ask you a question, brother.
What's good, G?
Man, everything good, man. So you would want the woman to go to a bar, a club, just to unwind, right? To be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes y'all need to separate for a minute, right? And
Yeah.
special leader, right? You want to have to go there to get a special lead for 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 everything, right? Let loose.
But I'm saying like she can't. She can't. So you telling me? All right. See, here's the thing. See, I got girl cousins and family members. So you telling me that if a girl just want to get loose and get away, she can't go to her sister's house or her homegirl's house, and they can't open a bottle of Chardonnay or some wine and just unwind and watch movies and talk shit all night. She got to go to the club or bar. All right.
Oh,
First off, in most relationships I'm in, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm usually the one, paying, whether it's time, I'm saying, money, energy, or all three. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's not even this. Let's not even mention the attention as well. So I'll say all four. Why do I want the chick that I had to go work for go to some nightclub or bar to go be around some other dudes? Because let's just be real. Me and you going to the night bar and club, it's a little different. Me and you go out there versus if she goes out there. Because guess what? We could offer 20 girls our Johnsons that night. And guess what? If we're lucky, maybe a couple might hop on it. But,
yeah,
that
yeah.
girl go out there
You,
and she,
you, go,
she,
you go strike out. Statistic wise, you go strike out.
right. So it's a little different, you know what I'm saying? I mean, at one point in time, bars, bars wasn't even a place that women would go to. Bars were places they men used to get away from their wives because men were their sole breadwinners.
Yeah,
So guess what? To get away from the missus a little bit, just kind of unwind from the kids and from the family life, they'll go to the bar. So so that's why hence the term barmaids, because the barmaids were the only women in the bar. Now the bar is a place where girls go to hook up.
I disagree.
hey, no, I'm riding with this Meika. I'm riding with this little nigga.
Uh,
Well, the exception
Y'all
is
still have y'all should
the
go
free
out.
drinks and the attention.
Yeah, hold on, because you put out, you should go to your sisters, your cousins, and in law house or whatever, right?
man, I can do that
To
at
unwind,
home.
and then we can have club. Then y'all can play dominoes and play cards and
I
drink
like
and
doing
play
that.
music.
Spades and all that.
Yeah,
But I like to
y'all taking
dance.
away from the whole value. Then it become a party. It's a
Y'all
special
sound like crazy, cray cray. Y'all cray cray.
Um,
day.
Y'all
Hey,
cray
go
cray.
ahead. My fault. I ain't
I'm not even.
we're,
I'm not even a
I'm
bar
cray
person,
cray.
right?
I'm cray cray because I believe that what I'm saying, that for a woman to have to unwind, she should not have to go to a club or bar. How are you gonna unwind in a place where there's loud music and drinks and guys gawking at you and hitting on you? That's not
Um,
unwinding.
that don't be my experience, but okay.
Mhm.
I go. I mean, men might gawking or whatever, but for 9 times out of 10, I'm not a bar or club person for the record. But when I do go, it's like always about somebody in my family doing something. So I go to
Okay.
show my support most of the time.
Okay. So you go on occasion.
Yeah, I got a big family, so it's a lot of those occasions, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but you ain't going every weekend, are you?
No, I'm not going no every weekend.
Right. I mean, you know what? There's some men, and I ain't gonna lie. I think at one point in time, maybe I was one of those guys who probably didn't mind when a girl used to go to the nightclub, but yeah, I just kind of learned to that could just learn to just bad habits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even entertain it. You know, any chick who needs to come and go to the club, she don't even need to be with me. So that's that.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10 though, when they do go, it's an occasion. I don't really know too many people that just go just to be going.
Okay.
But I don't know. I want to ask you too. How old are you?
Probably as old as you are,
Which is
grown.
excuse me, sir. We are doing an interview and you show is evading all my questions.
That's not a evading question. It's a very accurate definition.
What year
Grown.
was you born? Shit.
I say this much. You see this? All this gray and silver. Let's just
That
say
don't mean nothing.
we about the same age. I say this much. All right. Let's just say this much. I'm old enough to date someone your age, and probably your legal age daughter who's like 18.
My daughter is not 18. My daughter's 24. And if you
Not
try,
your daughter personally. And if I try, what you gonna do? I'm just
I
saying.
got something for you, bro.
Hypothetically speaking. What you? All right. Let me. You know what? I'm glad you bring that up. How old do you think? How old do you think are the guy's daughter who's 25 is dating?
Wait, say
I
what?
mentioned they're not 26. How old do you think are the men that your daughter is dating and entertaining?
I know how old they are. I know who they are.
No, how old are they? Is what I ask you. I don't care who they are. How old are they?
Hold on for a second. They're about her age. Ebony, I'm on live, girl. She just walked in while you talking about it. Hold up.
Right. The ones she tell you about. Fellas, y'all know what time it is, especially Ratchet Red Pill. You know what time it is, bro.
Yeah, I know what time it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Right. And also
But see,
crazy. See what? Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you out, but sometimes it be like a lag, and then I notice that you talking. I don't want to talk over you like that. But I was gonna say, yeah, that's manipulation, bro.
That's manipulation.
When you date women that young, you trying to mold her into being what you want her to be.
You know what? You know what's ironic is that women will want men to change, but then they'll be mad when men want to mold women into what they want to be. Ain't that kind of crazy? Ain't that a crazy kind of dynamic?
I don't want no man
Messed
to
up no
change.
matter who tries that.
It's
Okay.
manipulation when you try to get someone way younger than you. That's manipulation.
But hold on,
Okay.
right
So,
quick.
all right.
Right quick.
Hold
Before
on. No. Hold on. Craig, let me handle this real quick. I'm gonna say my point, then you be next.
Real quick, brother. You
I
have to
have to.
real quick. Bro.
all right,
Yeah.
I got you.
I have to say this to her response to this. Okay. But what's crazy is that I'm 44 years old. Okay. You know what
Oh,
I'm
now
saying? Most of
now
my
you want to
yeah,
say your age.
call it what you want. It doesn't matter. Like here's it. So I'm 44 years old. All right. Look, Fetus, I'm 44 years old, right? And I'm just gonna say this right now. Ain't nobody ever was able to like stop me from dating with someone who was legal age. But with that being said, what I kind of find ironic is if I don't know, like, you're probably about my age, more or less, right? But what's crazy is even if you're 44 and I'm 44, if we were to scale the time back to when we were in our 20s, you were far more mature as far as on the dating scene than I was, because when I was walking and taking the bus and trying to, get $1 to go get me a little old school, you was dating men who's probably my age at the time because they had money, they had finances, and they were able to afford, you know, the fine things that younger women want. So this is not like BS, and this is not BS, and let's not be real. Women had dated older men since high school. We watched y'all jumping these guys' Jeeps, Mercedes, and all types of cars when y'all was younger. So let's
Are you bitter
keep it a
about that?
buck. Am I bitter? I'm not. I'm not bitter. I'm just adjoining on my end. Now that I'm a
Yeah, he
44-year-old
joined
man,
all this.
now she could be
Y'all
in my
heard that?
car. You
Y'all
know what I'm
heard
saying?
that?
Now I'm checking
Yeah.
IDs. Now I'm checking IDs. Now you can jump in my car. You feel me? How about that?
But
Yeah,
so would you
y'all heard, but they
would you
don't
go
like
get a
it.
high
They don't
school
like it.
girl?
Hey, Craig, go ahead and do what you do right quick, Classic Craig.
Please, brother Craig.
All right. So I have to introduce the elusiveness and the obscurity herself, the one and only Madam Morphine, aka Cocoa Butter. Yo, what it do, Lakeith? Glad you can join us.
What's up with y'all? I'm sorry I'm late.
Uh, It's
I'm
all right.
always late, but it's better late than never, you know.
Nope, it ain't. But it's a but you and you're here now. That's all that matters. But anyway, Dr. Cali, I'll give it back to your ministries, right? Rod had to introduce old morphine. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well we at it. I'm sorry, Kylie,
Should be
that
all
I had
right.
you waiting. I don't know what the hell y'all was talking about, but I got some 23 questions for you.
All that.
No. You
Kelly,
ain't got
you
no
give me the
questions. You ain't
test
got no
question,
questions
bro?
just yet. Well, our
Yeah,
question
she got
is,
no
why
question.
were you late?
Yeah, I really late, bro. So
I
Morphine.
I was asleep, babe. I was asleep.
Yeah, she up now. Don't get scared, Kelly. She up now.
Yes, I am. So I don't have an excuse. I just have facts. That's what happened. But I got 23 questions for you, baby. Let's go.
Mm-mm. Nope. You get to pick 3 good questions. You ain't got no 23 questions for me on the late show. You got 3 good questions. You go ahead and shoot.
So you only answer three. I don't care as long as you answer these questions. Um,
Oh, and by the way, too, those 3 questions come with 3 counter questions.
kind of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, three counter questions. That's
Yeah,
what you.
that's what I said. Counter questions.
This is the way you said it that I was like, huh? Okay, that's fine with me. These questions ain't biased. They actually for you to actually help people to understand where you coming from, the platforms you coming from, and the ideologies that you coming from. So, but the
Okay.
one of the biggest questions that I want to have for you is um 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 um
Well,
shit.
I must say,
See,
why you think about your question? Why you think about your question? I do want
no,
to add that.
right
I do
here.
want to add.
I had
Okay,
to I had to
okay.
bring.
I was gonna.
If you said I can only ask you three, so out of 23, I got to figure out which one I want to ask you
No,
first.
I understand
So,
that, but I was gonna. I want to add, if you don't mind, I want to add that none of my viewers have any questions about my ideologies. That's why they're my viewers, because they co-sign and ride to what I'm saying.
okay. And um, what is your three biggest problems you have in relationships with Black women versus other women?
Well, okay. Well, Black women, unfortunately, inherently, especially ones who are not in a home that they had a strong Black man, they tend to undermine the Black man unless you know you're dealing with them from a position of power. Um, that's almost three. Well, okay. What else do I have a problem with Black women? And mind you, I actually do like Black women. This is what I would just not want Black women to do. I
Okay.
think another thing is what else? Well, they need to stop leaning. They need to stop claiming independence while leaning on the government system because the government system is run by a man. What else? Third, stop wearing the weave so much because we don't really care about the weaves. We just kind of want you to kind of keep your hair kind of kind of kept kind of sexy. But the waves is not really for us. I believe that the weaves is the type of men that they want to attract. Whether it's a drug dealer, white man or some other type of dude. But I kind of like my woman natural. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
What about extensions or braids or stuff like that?
like I said, I mean, I take it. Look, here's the thing: I take it with a grain of salt, and like I ain't gonna lie. Some of the Black women I still see sometimes they still have weave sometimes. Just as long as it's kind of like believable, not unbelievable. I guess
I
that's
get
what I
what
kind of deal with it. I kind of get
I totally get what you're saying. Like more like you're a black woman's hair texture and not another woman's hair texture. So I get it.
right. Because sometimes like extensions, I kind of give that a fast, like But at the same time, that still kind of weaves in theory. But like I said, I know sometimes there are some. Look, beat this. There was a chick I was dating, and she looked really good, right? She had a really good body. And you know what she told me? She told me straight up, and I've never had a black woman ever tell me this. This was probably like maybe 14 years ago. She was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you." She's like, "Man, I'm bald headed." Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, "I kind of need the wigs and stuff like that." So, me and her, we made a deal. We had an understanding. But for the most part, I'm not really trying to really be dealing with too much of that weave stuff. All right, next question.
And my next question is a personal question.
Oh no. Oh,
It,
okay. I actually have a kind of question.
okay.
I have a kind of question. Um, my kind of question is that what do you feel about black women wearing weaves?
I'm more feel like what you said at the end about black women wearing their own hair textures.
Oh, okay. So you said you have a personal question. What's that?
The personal question is, what rules do you have in your relationship? Like, how you are you a domestic, traditional, like you lean towards domestic values or non-domestic gender roles?
Oh, you about 20 minutes late in the conversation, but I already stated that. But I'll state it for you just for the hell of it. You know,
All
I,
right.
you know, I guess it all really depends on, like I kind of said before, that I'm not really big on the 50-50 relationship. Well, I wouldn't say I'm really not big on the 50-50 relationship. I guess it depends on the situation. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of feel like if I was dating with a woman who was a little bit older, maybe I'd be kind of more willing to kind of want a 50-50 relationship, because at that point I'll probably have to deal with her shit or her baggage. But that's neither here nor there. But personally, I'd be like, I would want a woman who is willing to, co-sign and do whatever it takes it to be. Of course, whether she makes the same amount of money or I make the same amount of money, I'm gonna be spending most of the money anyway. That's just how it usually goes with relationships with women. So with that being said, as long as she makes sure that she's co-signing to what I'm saying and doing what what I suggest that she does, that we got no problems.
I don't agree to that, but okay.
What a part of that don't you agree with?
With men thinking that they gotta pay for every fucking thing.
Well, here's the thing. All right, here's a caveat to that. I'm willing to do all that, but she has to be willing to do everything else that matters.
Of
As
course,
taking
because
care of right.
that's
But
what
see, here's the problem.
that makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense for you, a woman, to do that if you're taking care of all the bills and things of that nature. I guess more likely I'm saying is that it just don't make sense that that's what you as a man would want to do versus a woman that has something together, that has real estate, that has something financial to bring to the table, that's willing to share
Well,
with you. I think you
well,
acquiescing to women saying, "Oh no, I ain't paying this." It's some bullshit. Y'all supposed to stand up against it.
Well, here's the thing. I guess you got to pick and choose your wars and battles, because at the end of the day, I'm willing to even have a woman who's willing to stay home as long as she's willing to work from home and do what she got to do and be my secretary and help me do what I got to do. Then guess what? I got to ride or die at that point. But if she's working at her job, and sending the kids to daycare when she could just stay home with the kids and save the money on the daycare, I mean, and it'll be more cost effective for her to do that. But that's the problem nowadays. A lot of women are willing to drop the kids off at daycare while they claim to be independent and struggling to pay the bills. Because let's just be real, at times it's hard, and things are easier when you're coupled up.
I mean, it takes two to for nowadays to survive. You need two income households. So
That's not
however them
necessarily
two
true.
income households go, whether she work for you, she work for someone else. I never understood the power struggle in that. Like, it is what it is. Y'all, money's supposed to be one money.
Well,
Like
what it's supposed to be and what it is two different things. Because at the end of the day, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, feminism is the one that tricked y'all to go and work when y'all already had more power just staying at home, because y'all still had access to half the checkbook and still were able to still just be, and you're feminine. But guess what? A
Who is
woman
these
working.
women? I'm sorry, Callie. You said that, and I heard you said that multiple times. Those are privileged women. That was not every black woman across this Americas. We all work. Asian women work. Latino women work. All women work. Still
But
came
here's the
home,
question.
cooked,
The
cleaned, and did
question
these
is
things for the kids
right. But
too.
here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. All right. See, here's the thing though. There's different types of forms of work. You know what I'm saying? If the woman's at home taking care of the kids and watching the kids, that's work. She doesn't have to
No,
go
I'm
there go
talking
out.
about financially going out working. Like
Okay,
for
okay.
example, your neighbor,
Man.
your wonderful neighborhood diner. It's probably an Asian diner, mom pop type situation. Mom works there, and pop works there. They work.
I never said that they don't. People don't work. See, like I said that she could be my secretary, or she could work at my job, or work at whatever I got going on, and she's willing to be co-sign to my situation. I never said that a woman never had to work. Those words never came out of my mouth.
No, you said you don't. This we were talking about. You went on to feminism and why women even fought for feminism because they had the more power at home, cooking and cleaning. And I was like, yeah, that was a very small few women. I don't know why the hell they would fight for that, but the rest of us been working. We never
Hey,
had that privilege not to work.
Well, that's only if you chose not to be
hold
married.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Can I
What?
ask a
That's if you
Even
chose
question?
not to be
married
married.
women work. Like statistically, they work.
Hey, can I ask a question right now? Uh, what did the women want to work for the man instead of their man, right? I think women want to work for the man instead of their man. That's what I'm getting at. Like a lot of women, like I don't want to work for home and help our business. I rather have
Right,
my independent thing going on. That's how I be looking at it.
right, right. They wanted extra purchase power because they kind of felt like they get their whole paycheck. They could just they could just buy more stuff. So let's just be real. They're really interested in
Isn't
buying
that
stuff.
everybody point of
No,
getting a
not everybody wants
paycheck?
to buy stuff. No, because you know what men do when they have a paycheck and they have a family. When that man
They
has a
buy
family, he
shit.
provides for. No, he don't buy shit. No, he
You
provides and
buy
saves
shit.
for the
You buy
future.
food. You buy clothes. You
No,
buy your
and
kids'
no, you
toys.
also
You buy
save and
shit.
invest. No, you save and invest for the future as well.
Okay,
See,
that's one
see,
portion, and then you
see.
buy
No,
shit.
see, no, see. But see, the first thing that came out her mouth, my brothers. First thing that came out of her mouth was buying shit.
We all buy
Being a
stuff.
consumer. Being,
We
her
all
being a consumer. That's
consumers.
not all right.
We're
But
all
that's oh,
consumers.
okay.
It's the whole you're trying to. I'm not. I'm not in the consumer part. Yes, she is. Every camera you bought, every light you bought, every
Yeah, but I'm a
dashboard you
producer.
bought. That's
I'm a
consumer
producer.
shit.
I'm a producer.
All right, so let's
I
talk
got look,
about more buying
I could
things
edit I could
that
edit a
actually
video. I could
that
build a
actually makes
car.
money. We
I
can
could build a
say
room in
that,
a
but what
house.
you
I
can't.
could fix a roof on a house. I'm a producer. I'm not just a consumer.
I can do all those things too.
We could do. I could do. Well,
And
Okay.
I
not the
can put
fucking
all your
roof shit.
electricity in your
Yeah,
house too.
Okay.
I could
Well, that's funny too
definitely
because I
live.
do electricity
And I
too.
can fix
I
the
do
car.
electrical work. Okay.
I got certifications in construction,
And I
but
know how
I'm
to
not
drive
over
a
here
truck
putting
and
out
Right.
my
everything.
attributes. I'm saying
So
the
let me
topic. The topic is
let me
working
ask you a question, Miss
is a
Mika.
woman, and I don't.
How many women are in the work field where they're doing dangerous work like that?
A lot.
No,
How
no,
many
no. Don't
black
just tell me
men
a lot.
A
are?
What is the
lot,
percentage?
a lot,
Wait,
a
pause,
lot.
pause.
Yeah,
I hate when
hold
y'all
on,
ask
hold
that
on,
question.
hold
How many
on.
black people
That's a
are?
weekend and a
Black
half.
people don't
I
do
met a
jobs like
lot of
that
That's a
women
at
weekend
a
in
and a half.
there.
starving rate.
Y'all need to hold down. Y'all say a lot.
Right.
What is a lot at this
I never
point?
said a lot. I
Less
never
than two
said a lot.
percent
Exactly.
in
I
every
never said a
occupation that
lot.
she just
It's
named
only
off
one
are
percent, bro.
women.
It's probably less than 1%, bro.
Less than
Come on.
1%. Right. And
It's,
I
it's
say two.
less than 1%,
Saying two
and
percent
then
is
and
being
the black
liberal.
man is only 1%. That's the window.
Who
Nah,
told you
black
that?
men
Who
is
told you that
probably
lie?
about 10%. It's probably
Who
No,
told you
10%
that
it's one
lie?
in
percent. It's one
construction
percent. It's one
and
percent in
construction.
plumbing and electric and all that
Nah,
shit. I
nah,
don't know why, but that's
nah,
what it
nah.
is.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's
Ratchet,
more
I
than that. She's
swear to
lying.
goodness,
And
it's
then and
not.
she's
I'm
not
It's
not
even
it's
lying.
actually
she's not even
13. It's
she's not even
actually
consider she's not even saying
13%
she's not even
of
considering.
women who work in those type of jobs. It's
That's
13%
not
of
true. That's
women.
not true. That's not
Nah,
true.
nah, this
Wow.
not
I
it.
just
So
looked it
That's
up.
not
You
everybody's
true.
want me to tell
lying.
you?
Well,
Everybody's
No,
yeah.
no,
lying.
no, no, no,
You
no,
All
no,
right,
no, no,
state
no.
state a statistic and not don't give us numbers. Where's a reference to this? Because
Yeah,
I can
what's
tell
the
you,
reference?
you can
Economic
check,
time,
you can
And
check.
bro.
I'm
Guess
talking
what?
about
You can check the
construction.
U.S.
I ain't
Census
talking
Bureau
about
right now. Women do not make up 13% of dangerous physical labor jobs.
Hey, hold on, Mika. Hey, you got a computer? We can't see that. You know that. You got a computer.
I'm on my
What is
computer.
the site? Who is the reference? Who is the reference? Don't just show
I'm
me
bringing it
yeah,
the.
up. I'll bring it up.
reference,
Hold
we got
on.
to
Who is the
have
reference?
Hold on, bro. I'm
we,
gonna bring it up for you on my
we
computer.
don't trust our BB scholarship. Y'all can read the BB on Facebook.
And
Well,
Mika,
read it.
after you
Up
finish
now.
bringing that up, bring up how many black men actually do those jobs. I swear, black people, stop bringing up shit that we don't really
Shut
relate
now.
to.
Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing, bro.
Nah. I'm
You gotta
standing on
settle
that.
this
Y'all
today.
ain't
I'm
doing
not.
the danger. Y'all ain't doing no. Y'all ain't no
All right,
bridge,
man.
maintaining bridges. I don't see
I
y'all on
would,
the street. My eyeball test.
but
I
Reggie,
don't
that
see
wouldn't
no.
even have been my
I
claim to
don't see
fame. I would have
y'all
never said
paving
that.
street. I don't see y'all
Right.
paving street. My eyeball test telling me this.
I don't see black men cleaning the fucking street, nigga. Only
I
thing I see
do. I see it all the time. What, bro?
Oh, by the way,
that's
let's
not
see
a
here.
dangerous drive. You do
Data
know that.
USA,
Paving
electric.
street.
Hey, listen to this. Electricians USA,
Paving,
Data
cleaning
USA,
the
which is
street,
for the electrician,
paving the
for
street.
certified electricians, states that 7.3% of workers are black men who are electricians. Mind you, black men only make up 8% of the population.
Yep. 13 depend. 13 is the
All
highest
right.
depend. Right.
And this
It's
is
the
for the
highest.
electrician website. This is for certified electricians for the
So
United
that means
States.
if I order electrician, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to be black.
Shit. That's where I'm from.
But see, that's an ignorant statement because you're not taking consideration that black men only make up 8% of the whole U.S. population. So of
But
course,
I'm
your
just being
chances of
that's
having
the
a
facts. You just said the facts. It's 7%.
all right.
So out of 100% of these people, if I call one right now, I'm in Philly, so I can't. It's not guaranteed he's going to be black.
There's a
If I
chance there's a
I'm in the
chance that
city,
you're
if I was
if
in
you're
New
in
York
Philly, there's a
City and
chance
I'm
you
in
have a
Philly,
black. Yeah.
9 times out of
But
10
guess
he's not
what?
black.
Let me ask you a
Right.
question. Would
That
that
mean
not
that mean the Philly
well,
black niggas
right?
are
And would that
sorry
not
out
would that
there.
not, and let me ask you a question. Would that not increase the fact that you're in an urban city? If you're in an urban city, you might have a black guy who might come in and be a
No, it's
victim.
not going to increase, honey. No, it would
Look.
increase if I was
In Memphis, I ain't never.
in an all black city, like
See,
where Ratchet is at.
but guess what? It's not to be expected. They're not really good at math, y'all.
Yeah. They women. They ain't good at math.
They're
They
not really
women.
good at
I ain't
math.
good. I
How
would take
They're
this
not
not
out.
really
really?
good
How
at
would? But this is
mathematics.
y'all math.
They
This
settle
is y'all
down.
math.
They settle down.
7.9 is not 100%, and then you just said that y'all don't even make up enough to even make that ratio
Hold on.
even. So all I did was ran with your math.
I asked you a question.
Hold on.
I
We
asked you a
did. We
very
ran with
specific
your
question.
math. We
All right,
ran with your
right,
math.
That's
We
right.
ran with
your
your
math.
See,
math first.
all
All
right.
right, I ain't arguing that. Y'all got that.
Yeah,
I'm
we
moving
ran
on.
with your math first.
No need to
But check
argue
this
because
out.
we're
I
right.
did say it's more of them than it is y'all. I said
Right.
that. Y'all
Because
just
if
proved me
you're
right.
in Atlanta, because if you're in Buckhead or you're in Atlanta somewhere, the chance of
You
you
gonna get
getting
a
a
black
white man to
motherfucker
be more like
electricity.
you get a black man. See, it all depends on where you
God
go.
damn,
Like if you're
you
in
gonna be
Memphis or
begging for a
somewhere,
white man.
right,
You gonna be begging for a white man to come out there because you gonna think all black motherfuckers full of shit.
right.
Yeah, until
But
you,
you
like I
know,
said, until you get into a more mixed situation, and it's not going to be like that. Most
see,
urban black neighborhoods.
here's the
So
problem.
I'm
Here's the
I'm
problem.
agreeing with you, but
Hold up. Okay, go ahead.
you're not hearing the agreements. I didn't even say that most women make up women in a dangerous field. That
Yeah,
was
but then
Mika.
you went on an attack and basically tried to say, well, all right, well, whoever it was basically y'all tried to went on attack and you kind of co-signed to it that
No,
then black men are
I
not really
said that
in the
black
blue
men
collar
don't
work
make
when
that
we
shit
actually
up
are.
neither. I said black men don't make that shit up neither. So stop using that as a talking point, as a weak
But that's
talking
not
I,
point.
true. But that's false. But that's false because I just proved your point wrong. We're only
No,
8%
you
of the
didn't.
population, and almost 8% of the electricians in the United States. That just kind of goes to point in the fact that
yeah,
we are in a position. It's just that if there's more of them than us, then it is what it is.
yeah,
Here's
they
the thing.
go, of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
All you did
but
was
See,
prove that it is
they gonna have more
when it
people
is.
in the field
All right.
because of this.
right.
But if let's say we 13% and we 10% of electrician, right? That's still a good number, right? To me.
That's still a great
Now,
number.
yeah,
Exceptional.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an
Now,
exceptional number. But the
if
statement
you,
was about dangerous jobs.
well, hold
That
on.
was that like that's
And then we
serious.
talking about
Let's
that they
play
teach
this
you
shit.
the
How many black
dangerous
men
job.
playing this shit? Stop talking
I
about
Okay.
black
don't
men
see
playing this shit,
women
bro.
maintaining
Like it's not
breathing.
doing super dangerous jobs like that. That's all I said. That's all I challenged.
That's false. That's false. I see
Okay.
more black.
So
I see more black men as police officers, more black men as cops, more black men as I already said cops, more black men as firefighters, more black men as EMT, more black men doing
my daughter
construction,
was a
more
five.
black
I
men
mean,
doing
she,
plumber.
my
All right.
daughter
But
did
here's the
that.
thing. See, here's the thing. Let's
So
not
you said more,
personalize.
but
Let's
it's
not
not.
personalize general statements
Yeah,
here. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Let's just
personalized.
go
I
by
hate
the
that.
facts. The facts is that more men are in these positions, and when it comes to black men are doing their part when it
But
comes to
does
I
it
doing blue
have
collar work.
one.
negate
They
that
try to
women
hit us with
cannot
the
do
"I have one black
it?
friend" shit. They try to just hit us with
Right.
the "I have one black friend" shit.
Right.
Personalized.
But
I
that's what
can
it
do that.
sounds like when you use
I
those
can do
talking
that because
points.
it's a
It sounds
fact.
like I got one black friend in these situations. So now we're black men. We're all in this together. And that's not true. But
But
continue.
it's wrong to generalize. If I can't say from my experience that I know some a female that was a firefighter, then what are we talking about?
What we talk about is the hardcore numbers of how many people that you know that's a firefighter versus how many people are
Yeah,
black
yeah,
women
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah, yeah,
firefighters.
yeah.
That's the
Well, we
difference.
know
I
that
know,
it
That's why it
exists,
matters.
right?
Because here's
I
the thing.
know, I
Because what we do here, we're all about facts over feelings over here. It
We're
doesn't really
talking
matter
about
about how
facts,
you
right?
feel.
But
We
does
talk
it
about the facts
exist?
here.
Does it
All
exist
right.
that
So
women are
Yeah,
firefighters?
I'm
Yes or no?
I'm
yeah,
not gonna I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna I'm not gonna
yeah. Women are
I'm not gonna
firefighters.
answer any
Okay.
points that we already know
Yeah,
the
women
answers
are
to.
firefighters, but that women are not the motherfucker. That ain't their first choice of job.
No, I can say
Bingo.
that.
I just
Nobody
said
want to
that's
be a firefighter.
and somebody who probably daddy was a firefighter and they want to follow in their daddy footsteps. It be some weird shit going on sometimes. They boyfriend or something. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I hate
That
that
ain't
type
their
of
first
argument
fucking
where
job.
you try
maternal
to
labor statistics
make it
has
seem
no
like this shit don't
category called
exist when
Ain't
it
no
exists.
women waking up saying I want to be a firefighter.
All right,
Boys,
that's
we
the
want to be
see.
a
Here's the thing. Here's the
firefighter.
thing. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. When men make a point and women cannot debunk it, what they say is we try to make it seem like women can't do anything. We understand that there's a woman. There might be one woman who could dunk a ball. There might be one woman who could shoot a gun very well. There might be one woman who could save a man. I'm not saying that it
The
isn't there,
outliners.
but
We understand
but
there's
the frequency,
outliners out there.
yeah,
There's
yeah, but y'all
outliners.
gotta
but the
There's
free.
understand
Hold on,
that
wait. Let me
y'all
land this
y'all
plane real
creating
quick. Hold on. Let me land this plane real quick.
situation.
My
This
whole
is
point is that y'all want to point out the exception to the rule, but the problem is the exception doesn't prove the rule. The exception doesn't change the rule. The exception only proves that why the rule exists because it's few and far between that women take these type of hard labor jobs.
okay, baby. Excuse you for a second because this conversation started over you pointing out an exception to the rule. And we went on a tangent. That's
What was
I
that
will
exception
say.
to the rule that I pointed
We went
out?
on a
Because
tangent, but we
I did
definitely
not.
went
Yeah,
on
yeah, you
topic.
got to say that. You got to make it clear. You got to say what he said. Now you can't just
Where?
make
What did I
That
say?
it.
What
when
exception did
you
I
Put him
made
on
say?
the
the spot.
statement, when you
Because
made
I
the
made
statement
nothing
that
but
most
facts
women
tonight.
were happy, and when you started talking about how feminism started from European point POV,
Here go the
that's
European
where this shit
standpoint.
went. That's where we went left. This is
Here
where
go
I
the
started
European
challenging, and the
standpoint. You know
questionnaire
what's
stopped.
crazy? What's crazy is black people. Look, black people. They could be scammers. They could be bootleggers. They could be gangsters. They could be thugs. They could be strippers. They could be all types of things, right? But then now they can't be housewives. Get the fuck out of here.
I
That's
want
a
to be a
lie.
housewife. Shit.
I never said we couldn't be housewives. What I'm saying is that we didn't live that Stepford housewife shit at 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 large.
Here's
At
the thing,
large and
right?
by
And that
majority. Wait a minute.
Why didn't you choose to be a
Large
Stepford
and
wife? You
by
could have.
majority, we all work, brother. Like
That's what That's what you chose. That's the life you
okay.
chose.
it's not
Let
what we
I mean,
chose, it's what we had to
I mean,
do
I
as
mean, I
black
mean, I mean,
people.
I
okay.
mean, I mean,
All
Okay.
I
all right.
mean, when
Can
a
I ask you one
woman
question?
become hold on, when a woman become a kingpin and she gets shot in her face, mauled and thrown in the ditch, nigga act like it's the worst thing ever. If a man get mauled and thrown in the ditch because he's kingpin, he deserves it.
All right.
What that
No.
Yo,
got to
all right,
do with
yo.
history?
Peep
Man,
this,
Yeah,
talking
I'm
yo.
just
about
saying,
ratchet.
Hey,
You
yo.
know what?
I'm
You
just
know
Um,
what?
saying,
To
y'all
do with
doing
the
this. Y'all
history.
appealing
Morphine.
to
I'm
y'all
gonna slaughter you.
appealing to
Morphine.
y'all gender
I had a
right now.
question.
Y'all
Morphine.
appealing to y'all gender right
Okay.
now. That's what
You
I'm
still owe
saying.
me
Ratchet.
Where?
Don't make me cuss
morphine.
you out, bro.
You
Well,
don't
okay,
make
About
me
so
cuss you
to
out back.
help me out.
You
Cali.
about to
Yes, Cali.
what
I
are
you
you
get
still
on
you.
you
right
I
still
now?
get
owe
you,
me you
Cali.
still owe me an answer to two questions. I'm gonna ask you this. So you didn't choose the man that you were with,
We chose each
that
other,
you had
yes.
kids with? Okay. All right. So what you mean you couldn't choose being a Stepford housewife? You could have chose that Stepford ass nigga. But you chose a nigga who was not gonna treat you like a Stepford housewife, right?
Okay.
What?
I'm out.
I'm
Oh shit, I
not
like that shit,
women
Kelly. Fuck
that
you.
was
Nah,
gonna
nah, nah.
What all right, let me ask a question. What a part
uh,
about a very articulate question did you not understand? What part of that did you not understand?
about you thinking that I chose to choose a man that would pay all my bills versus a man that wouldn't pay all my bills. He did pay all
Right.
my bills at a particular time,
Okay.
and I
So
went back to work.
You
okay.
can
All right.
you can pay
So
a
you
little high
decided not say
bill
all
and
right.
your
And it
Aha. So
body.
wasn't
you
a
decided
choice. It was
aha.
nigga can't
So you
afford this
decided not to be a so you decided not to be a Stepford
shit.
housewife. So you
No, it's
chose
the
not to be
fact
a
that a
Stepford
lot of us
housewife.
can't afford that shit. And the people that can in 2023 is the 10% of them. See, this is the whole point of us having these platforms is to be truthful, not to talk from our feelings and talk from facts. The facts is it's a 10%
So
chance
you
I
and
will
your man couldn't get
ever
your
get that.
finances together before
It's
you
a
had a
10%
child?
chance I will ever get that. So you to tell me that that's what I chose, like I had 100% chance
It is what you
of getting that. It's
chose.
some false fucking
It had
fallacy.
chose. It had you chose. Hey, look, if you knew that dude could not afford to give you that, maybe you shouldn't have had his child at that time. Maybe I should have
Why?
waited for another 3 or 4 years, and then y'all could have had maybe
Why?
the life that you
You
wanted.
got a kid, Morphine?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, hold
That's
on,
crazy. Hey. So
hold
that
on.
means everybody on this phone shouldn't have had a kid because you couldn't afford for your wife or
Hold on, hold
or
on, hold
at
on.
least you couldn't
Yeah,
afford to
right,
stay home.
right,
That's crazy.
right, or
Ke-
not afford, or not afford the luxury of not being able to not stay home. So
I'm,
either
I'm
way,
gonna
no
tell
matter
you
how you
what
cut
me
it.
and Kelly different. See, see, Kelly will him a woman that gonna stay home, a housewife. See, I won't be a woman that I'm gonna say, bitch, get out there and work, hoe. Help me out.
Why she can't
Ratchet.
work for you,
That's just
Ratchet?
between me and
Ratchet,
him.
why she can't work for you?
That's just between me and him. So we
Let me ask a
disagree,
question.
but I understand
Ratchet,
him. If I
Ratchet,
had it like
Ratchet.
him,
Why
I
she
do it
can't work
like,
for you?
huh?
That
Why
is
she can't
working
work for
for
you?
you. That is working for you.
No,
It's the
no,
thing
no.
that y'all attract women that don't share with y'all. They
Why
don't
can't
give
she be
y'all
your
nothing. They don't
why can't
share with
she do
y'all.
what
Why
she
we
gotta
can't
do?
have one bank account? We gonna have two
Right.
separate bank accounts. We gonna have two separate bank accounts, and she gonna make sure we have two separate. We gonna have this pseudo bank account that we pay all the bills in,
Right.
but she gonna do what the fuck she gonna do. If she make more money than me, she gonna have all the money on me struggling. Cause she want me to do this motherfucker diet. But I'm like Cali. If Cali get pay all the bills to be the highway, I think the woman she signed up for this shit. That shit sound beautiful to me if I was a woman.
What are we talking
But
about,
for
man?
her man, come on, come on.
Can I interject, please?
Yeah, interject.
First of all, I don't think we taking in consideration what happened to our people in the 80s and why we're in the condition we're in with the influx of crack, mass incarceration, and a continuous effort to lynch our black men. So there's a lot of
Well, not
factors here that
feminism.
we're not addressing, huh?
We ain't gonna blame it on feminism.
Huh?
We ain't gonna blame it on feminism. We gonna blame it on the crack era, right? I like that.
You don't have to blame it on the crack pandemic, but the crack,
I mean,
people, when people first started using crack, they didn't know that it was going to affect their lives like that. They didn't know they was going to be sucking
now we
deep.
looking at everything from hindsight. We ain't talking about what they thought. We look at everything from hindsight. It happened already.
It happened, but this is the result, right?
I hear excuses. I don't hear any reasons.
That is a reason. You
Cause
ever
shit,
heard
my daddy
of
ain't do the crack. My dude ain't do none of that bullshit.
have you ever heard of post
I mean, I'm
traumatic
probably
slave syndrome?
Have I heard of what?
Post traumatic slave syndrome.
No, but tell me, enlighten me.
So, in essence, because our black men were always attacked, taken from us, belittled, emasculated by the oppressor, the women had to take on the role of dominance because our men were taken from us. You get what I'm saying? So we take on like
Mm,
this masculinity role because now our man
mm,
is incarcerated, or our man is
mm.
killed. Or
I think that's bullshit because guess what? That has actually been debunked that most black men are in jail and most black men are homosexual and stuff like that. That has that those
I
theories
didn't
have
say
been
nothing about
debunked a long time. All
homosexuals.
right, I'm saying it. I'm bringing it up because they like to bring that up. That
Yeah, they like
black
to
men are
bring it
jail,
up
black
with
men are
people to
homosexual,
get
right?
you.
And guess what? That has been debunked because what I'm saying most guess what? Half of black men are in the middle class. All right, that means they're doing well above paying their bills. You know what I'm saying? And they're being an excuse for picking up a man who ain't shit is just an excuse. It's not a reason. So we just need to kind of start falling on what happened in the '80s because it's 2023. That shit fucking 40 fucking three. That's fucking 43 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We need to
Statistically,
kind of
most
relive the
black men
rise
are
of
not in
that
middle
bullshit.
class, Cali. That's not
All
a
right.
statistical fact.
Half of black men are in the middle class. You can look it
It's
Not
up.
more than
half
You
half.
can
of
look up the
black men
statistics.
are in middle class. Statistically,
Oh my
majority of black men don't make more than $40,000 a year.
Look, my statistics are from blackstatistics.com. Argue with them and the Census
I'm
Bureau. Okay,
more
look,
with the
argue, look,
CDC.
argue, look, argue. All right, you said the CDC,
Yeah,
the Center for Disease and Control doesn't handle that. You mean the Census Bureau? The
the
Census
same
Bureau is the
shit.
one that deals with. No,
It's
it's not
this.
the
It
same
still
shit.
say
The
it's
CDC
still
and the
the
Census Bureau
census
are not the
or the
same thing.
CDC. However, they still got the same statistics. They share the same information. It's the
No.
same system.
All right, the Census Bureau and the CDC are two different
Yes, it's two
organizations,
different things,
and
but
the
they
Census
share the
Bureau
same
deals with
system.
statistics,
They're
with U.S.
yes,
United States
yes, Kylie.
statistics.
They are two different things, but they share the same system, honey. Just like the welfare and Social Security is two different things, but they share the same system.
So, so what is the CDC? I don't know what the
The
CDC is.
Center of Disease Control, they're the ones
Center
who's dealing with
Disease?
disease.
They got about
the poke and
disease?
stuff, the poke and stuff
Oh,
like that. And
oh,
the Census Bureau
disease.
is the department that handles statistics,
What, what
on the
they talking
family
about?
households in the
Social.
United States. They do it every like
And,
4 to
and what
5
I'm saying
years.
is that they use the same system. He's trying to do schematical shit. So
Not some schematical things. I'm just
I'm
being
not with the
factual.
schematics.
I'm with the factuals. How about that?
Yeah, that's a fact. They're two different things, and if facts are they use the same system. We can move on. You don't got to get caught up on everything. That's nitpicking.
It's not nitpicking. It's being
It's
accurate.
very nitpicking.
Because
Accurately nitpicking.
The Center of Disease Control did not release any reports on how many people are doing a certain type of thing unless it comes to the
Baby, but they
diseases.
use the same system. It's the same
All right,
computer
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
algorithm.
Come in.
Like
Look,
they
we can
share the
move on. We can
same
move on to this. We can move on
information.
Yeah,
now. Let's move
they
on.
move out. Yeah, they
But
move
we
out.
I
move
mean,
They make
on. You gotta
I
stop
shared the
being caught
stats
up.
to support the
You're
brother's claim. It says 57% of black men have made it into the middle class. 57%. You don't see that? He said that. So he's not lying.
I appreciate that, Meika.
All right. So we just want to get this stuff out there. What's true or what's not true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. How many of you thought was the statistic was more thing at the time? What you
the
thought?
mi-
30%,
no,
20%?
no. It was like 50%. They went up $40 some shit. You know how the fuck they like to skew black people.
Ah, okay. Y'all continue, man. I think I'm gonna bail about this stuff. I didn't want to start to shit right quick. I'm out of here.
Right, right. Well, it's good hearing from you, brother. It's been a long time, my G's. I'm
Yeah,
glad
yeah,
you checked
yeah.
in.
Okay, Kelly. I'm on your side. I'm on your
Right,
side.
right, right, right. No,
We
no
gonna
doubt,
slow
no
cook.
doubt, my
We
G.
gonna slow cook them at first, and then we gonna end up weaving them out at the
You
end.
already know how we do, boy.
Yeah.
You already
So,
know.
but Mika and Lakeisha, my gal, man. I had to. If I bail out on you, it's not taking up for. Understand, brother. Understand my role. Yeah.
That's funny though, but that's what's up
Okay.
though.
But listen, I'm not done with my statistics yet. Hold on.
Oh shit! Cook, 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 cook.
Because even though 57% of black men are in middle class, right? Black women are reaching middle class quicker than black men by 49%.
Okay,
So the
but
black and I see why, because we're starting to get more awoken in knowledge of self.
I
And
disagree.
what? Now
I
I'm
disagree with that.
not. I'm
I know.
43,
I know.
like you
Hold
said.
up with this. Look.
I'm
No,
not
no. No, no.
25. I'm not 30. I'm not
Okay.
young. So I'm saying women. It depends on the brackets because we're not the Sukianas and the Cardi B's
And let
here.
her finish
For
right
my
quick.
sake, right?
I want to hear why you disagree, but let her finish right quick,
Right,
Callie.
right, right. Go ahead. Go ahead. No
Here,
doubt.
because the stat does say in older age
Okay.
we're getting there. Now
Okay.
go on and
Older,
finish.
I thought men get better with older. Oh,
Well, the reason why I disagree with that is because of the fact that that is technically true. Like, let's just be real. Because of the fact that with affirmative action, well, affirmative action is now kind of it's kind of going away now, but at the same time, shit, it just went away just the other day. Like, what I'm saying, it's still gonna take a few years for us to see the effect of that. So that being said, as a woman, they are a double minority. Not only are they black, but they're a woman. So that's the reason why they get in the job. It's not necessarily because they're necessarily being better at accolades or doing a better job. Not saying that black women in the workforce are doing a bad job, because they're not doing a bad job. But the reason why they do tend to get promotions and do get the position before a brother man is because, let's be real. I mean, and as a man, wouldn't you rather some good looking ladies versus another stiff leg around? So we all know how that's gonna go. So that's kind of one of the reasons why the numbers are showing. But see, at the same time too, one thing about these statistics, they talk about the the middle class is based off of the financial numbers. But what they don't take in consideration, I said this to a young man today, that even a rich woman is still a broke woman, because a rich woman who got $9 million, what I'm saying, not many of them are gonna invest it like Oprah. They're gonna go ahead and blow it. So that's kind of why they need a man who either makes money, the same amount of money or more, because they're just gonna squander their money. So you could get a girl who are professionals, they could be lawyers and attorneys, but guess what? When you look down at their bills and stuff, they already to the roof with their neck. Shit, you give a girl who's like 23, 24, $1,000, man, you done change that girl's life. You give a woman who's over the age of 40 $1,000, man, it don't mean nothing, because shit, that money been spent. She owed a bill anyway.
I think that's a bias input. I think for a lot of people, they are financially literate and they do not know how to spend their money. They not know how to invest their money. To say that it's just only women is very, very sexist. I don't even know how you got that.
But women are leading in foreclosures and
Because they're
evictions,
financially
especially black
illiterate.
women.
Baby, they're fine. I'm gonna say it again. Most people, especially black people, are financially illiterate. They don't know how to spend their money or to invest their money. Now, you could say more women are financially illiterate than black men because they are taught less. But you cannot say if you put a black man and a black woman in the same fucking classroom because she's a female, she's not going to pick up the information or use the information. That's sexist.
Well, guess what? The numbers don't lie. It's not about being sexist. The numbers, the math don't lie.
But because that's okay, bro. I'm not arguing about the numbers. You do know that,
There's
right?
nothing to argue about. I just stated a
I'm not. That's
statistical
not my.
fact, and
That's
that
not
was
my
it.
stance. So you saying that is irrelevant. What I'm saying
It is.
is,
It's very relevant. It's actually very
is
relevant
irrelevant because, like I said,
because, yeah,
most people
because
are not
okay.
taught financial literacy,
But it just
whether
tends
they're a
that. Guess
black
what? It just
man or
tends
a
that. It
black
just tends
woman.
that. It just tends that women are the ones leading in, on school loans. Women are losing, are leading in evictions and foreclosures. As a matter of fact, during the pandemic, women were the ones who led to being the ones who have been non-essential workers and had to stay home. I'm only just basing off the facts. It has nothing to do with being misogynistic.
Um, Okay, so what I'm saying is, without being you put any feelings in it or even rebutting, it's not rebutting. My rebuttal is that most of us in the black community are not taught financial literacy, especially black women are not taught financial literacy. We just taught to go out here and get it. We
That's
ain't
an
taught how
excuse,
to
not a
get it, how
reason.
to keep it, how to fucking it's the facts.
Okay.
It's rather than
I never
facts.
said I never said
How
it. I
you
never
take
said it
the
was a fact.
how you
But I still
take
don't,
the
I never
facts,
said it wasn't a
how you
fact.
take the facts, how you take the facts
Two
is
things could be
irrelevant
look.
too.
Two things
You
could be
saying it's an
said.
excuse is telling
Hold
me how
up.
you
Two
feel
things could
about
be
what you
said and
believe.
can
I don't
still
care
be
how
the
you
same
feel.
thing. And look, two things could be said and they could both be true. So
Yes,
you could
babe,
say it could be
but
true.
you're
That
saying
just
that
because
that
no,
it's
hold
an
up,
excuse
no.
is
What I
irrelevant to the
know,
fact.
no. What I'm saying is that people made
Absolutely
a
ain't
choice
right.
not to be financial fiscal with their money. And guess what? You know what it starts out with? It starts out with someone decided not to put you on child support. I think that's kind of the
Are
main
you on
questions of
child?
why.
Oh, you don't have kids. I'm not bad.
I mean, I
Here's the
don't
thing.
support child support and I don't support alimony neither because those are part of the capitalisms and classism. So I don't support none of that. But we're not talking about that in that sensibility. I'm just talking about in the literacy of knowing how to invest
Hold
your
on,
money
hold on, hold
and
on,
knowing
hold
how
on.
to spend your money. Most women
Hold
don't
on,
know
hold
how to
on.
do that shit. That's
If a
it. That's
woman
all I'm saying.
if a woman is working for Cali because she just working for Cali, you think she'll deserve no alimony if he decide to divorce her to give him a fine or better looking woman who will do the same thing? She should get a little of that money, I think.
Okay, let me just add on to what you said, Ratchet, because I don't know if
No,
anybody ever
because I
heard
don't
it.
believe in
Hold on,
child.
Marcine, I'm
I don't
talking.
believe
I'm
in that.
talking. I'm talking. Okay, so let me just add on what you said, Ratchet. If anybody ever heard of Albert Einstein, right? Y'all heard of him, right? Yes or no? Albert Einstein. No. Okay. So he came up
We
with
all
the
know who Albert Einstein is.
huh.
We all know who Albert Einstein
Okay,
is.
so did anybody know that it was his wife that came up with his first wife that came up with the formula E equals MC squared? So what
I
I
don't
say,
know.
No,
I
It
say that
sounds
to
like
no,
say,
pseudo history. It
no.
sounds like pseudo history.
I
I
never heard
don't
that
know.
bullshit.
oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
what else did she do? Did she make the atomic bomb too? What else did we
she
know?
was she was a
Split it to
physicist and
atoms too.
scientist
She
as
split it
well.
to atoms too.
Yeah, I could bring it up, but I'm not. I was saving that for something else. I
You
wanted
got
to
to
bring that
hear
up to say to make my
Yeah, I ain't
point
never heard of
is
that.
that during
nah,
a
you better
certain
cover that.
time, your wife is your right hand. And when I say your right hand, that's your strength, right? Your wife is the one that put these ideas in your mind on how to promote yourself, how to market yourself. She is your helpmeet. So she might not have shot them baskets with you, but she got you to think strategically on the game.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Can I ask Callie a question right quick?
No.
Callie,
Right.
Michael Jordan was married to his wife his childhood years, but she never worked, right?
No. Right. Both of
Never
them.
worked. Yeah. So she was just a good housewife and she did everything the housewife. He decided to divorce her and get a white woman, right? That's fine with me. And it's
Right.
all that. But do she deserve alimony for all that
Right.
she put? I'm asking you this question. Do she deserve alimony?
Wait. Does what wife deserve alimony?
Michael Jordan's wife.
His first one.
His first wife?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, well, shit. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm not really big on alimony. I believe she should just be paid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's getting paid alimony, same thing, right?
Right.
Same
It's
thing.
just
Yeah.
it's just
I
one
kind of
lump
feel like,
sum.
I kind of feel like, okay, you shouldn't have to kind of go back out and be struggling ever. But at the same
Yeah,
time, she
yeah.
should get, let's
Because
say,
she
half.
decided
I
to
don't
be
believe
a
she should necessarily
housewife for
have.
him, right? She
Right.
decided to be a housewife for him,
Right.
She
and
nurtured him.
he decided to divorce their business relationship and go somewhere else, right? So I think she should get paid. But I'm talking about these women who got their own separate career. He got his own separate career. I agree that hell probably deserve no fucking alimony.
Right.
Yeah, that person don't deserve no alimony.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
you
yeah.
working that
I
But
person
I
for
disagree.
believe in
woman?
alimony
That's
for
not
real.
cool.
I disagree. A hundred
I,
percent.
I I don't disagree, but I agree with everything else you said before that.
Well,
Even
at
if
this time, since we're in reality, I just kind of feel like those two men who got alimony from Halle Berry, they're definitely in their rights.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Just
oh
like
yeah,
Kiki Palmer's,
alimony go both
just like
ways.
Kiki Palmer's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? He should go ahead and get that custody and get them child support payments.
No, that's
And then he's
BS.
never going to get custody or child support payments.
He already has custody. He's the one who takes care of the kid the most.
He has
Yeah.
guardianship. That's not custody.
What do you mean
The,
guardianship? Is his
the
kid?
That means
guardianship
that
is
the kid predominantly is
He's a
they
parental.
share
He
Get ready.
can't have
He pay
guardianship
they
as
rent.
a
joint
parent. He
Pay
can't
custody.
get
rent.
guardianship as a parent. Only
Well,
someone
true.
that's not a parent gets guardianship.
Meaning that the kid lives with him predominantly. They
That's
share custody.
custody.
But you
If
heard,
That
he's
means
if he's
primary
the sperm
guardianship is what
donor,
he's
that's
referring
Man, he
to.
custody.
got me. He make
They
all
He's
the
have
guardian.
joint
decisions.
custody. The baby lives
He
with
make
his
all the
daddy. I
decisions.
don't even know
He
if he lives
decide
with
what
that baby
school.
predominantly. We don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
he decide
But
what school they go to, what toothbrush they use.
Right.
He make
Well,
all
look,
the
hey,
decisions.
look, I'm Ratchet. I'll just say this much,
Ratchet,
Ratchet and
you
Mika.
really on the
Look,
bandwagon
hold on,
thinking
hold on.
this man make all
Nah,
that
that was
fucking
Look,
sense.
Ratchet and
guardianship thing.
Ratchet and Mika. Check this
I
out.
don't
At
know.
the end of the day, look, at the end of the
Ratchet,
day,
you don't know.
if Kiki Palmer is gonna stop her career to go be a housewife, so be it. But
Nah,
she's not
she's
gonna do
not
that.
gonna stop to
Why the
be a
fuck would
mother.
she do that?
Right.
She
She
go
gonna get that
hire some
bag.
maids. She go hire some maids to take care of her children while she do her career.
But you
Why
don't
not
get that.
have the
He's
But
gonna
father do it?
hire. He's gonna
guess what?
hire
You don't.
nannies and things
But you
like
don't get
that so he
that.
can
You
further
don't get
his
that.
career. He's not
He's
gonna
not
stay
doing
home and
that.
raise these kids. He's not staying doing. He's not doing that. They're both
He's
rich
doing the
and they.
majority of that shit. She can't do none of that shit because she's trying to be famous. That's
Okay,
all
Hey,
she cares about, her
you know what I
career.
find ironic. What I find ironic is
Yo, y'all
that what I
tripping.
find ironic is that women don't say the same thing when it comes to the woman trying to get child support.
Yeah, they
Because guess
don't. They
what?
Fuck,
don't.
I do. If it was the
Most
other
women do
shit,
that
if the
anyway.
shit
Most
was on
women
the
go and
other
put the
foot,
kids
no,
on
no,
in
no,
the
don't say
daycare
that. Don't say
anyway,
that because I'm not
even
sexist
on a
like
Section
that.
8 or not.
I'm not sexist like that. That's not me. You can't say that about me, Ratchet. That's not Keisha. It's
okay,
not
you guys,
Morphine.
pause for
Morphine
a
ain't
Oh,
gonna do
second.
okay.
that.
I
I'm
just
talking.
want
We speaking generally. Generally.
can y'all pause?
Most probably. I mean, people stick with their own.
Yeah. But that's you. You kind of crazy, awkward a little bit. So you don't count. We talk about what the normal basis think when it comes to genders, right? What the normal basis think.
I don't think that nigga should have um should get child support or any of that just because he got the baby predominantly. I don't think you should put people in your shit if you don't have to. Should she have to pay?
So you don't
Man,
get
Absolutely.
child support.
Should she have to
You don't get
pay?
child support.
Absolutely.
You don't get child support.
No.
are you crazy?
Okay, I need y'all to
So
No.
pause
so
for a
let- so
second. I need to
Okay,
make
so let
a
me ask
okay.
you a
This,
question.
this
so
big
hold
show,
on.
So
y'all. This big show.
we
Hold on.
does your ex boyfriend or baby daddy pay for the kids? Like, does he
I
give
don't
you
want to
money to
mute
the
nobody,
kids?
Mike. I just
Absolutely.
want to say
Oh,
something.
okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's
Hey,
cool.
hold
So
on,
kudos to
hold on.
you.
This big show,
Kudos
y'all.
to
This
you
big
Feel
show.
like
for
kind
not
of
getting
like
child
Hey,
support.
I kind of like
Kelly.
on the show that I have, so I'm trying to just get y'all in order. Y'all just going back and forth, and it's just all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Go
And
ahead, Miss. Do
we
your
at the
thing.
2 hour mark, and I would told the viewers that if they wanted to ask you questions, because it's supposed to be an interview, it ended up being a debate. I don't know. Um,
Look
and
at
Oh,
me with an answer all
y'all
of a
wanted to
sudden.
have everybody on the stage like it was Wu Tang Clan.
I'm saying like this. Let everybody take a woo saw real quick because I want I want other people that might want to jump in. You know what I'm saying, and ask their questions based on the interview that we were doing, uh, to get an opportunity as well. You
And
get what
hold
I'm saying?
on. I want
Because
to
we at the 2 hour mark,
and I
and
want
I do want to kind
to
of like end this soon.
none of y'all come up here crying.
Drop that link. Drop that link.
How
Drop
dare
the link, please, Classic Craig, please, if you can. All right, you want me to do it?
I just want to say this morning. None of y'all better come on here saying, "How dare you?" And why would women want to get kicked out and cussed out? I just
You
want,
getting cussed out for me for sure.
yeah. Nobody want to hear that. Damn, you
So
know.
the link is in the chat, everybody. If you want to ask this man any questions, because they've been waiting patiently. I don't know if they dropped off or not, but if you want to ask Cali West Miami, you in Miami now?
I am.
Okay, how's the weather out there? Because
Uh, it uh, it was just raining a while ago, but it stopped.
okay, so that's all I want to do. Y'all can continue with y'all debate. I'm finna go start making dinner while y'all chop it up about who should get child support or not. But I just wanted to make that.
You had to put it out there.
Well,
Oh, okay. So none of our viewers got questions then, right?
Yeah. Go
they
ahead.
they gonna jump on this line. They gonna jump on it. Give them time. Give them time. We just dropped it 10 seconds ago. Give them
Oh
time.
boy.
In the
Go ahead.
meantime, between time, me and him could have finished our
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
and
y'all,
go
yeah.
how
It's gonna
motherfuckers
be
should get
Cali
child
versus
support.
Morphine. It's gonna be
And that
Cali
was the
versus
only thing we
Morphine.
agreed with.
Mm-mm-mm.
See, Cali, we probably agree on more things than you think.
I hear you.
I don't think he agree with you that much. I think you try to romance him right now.
No, I think when it comes to men rights, we don't really get to talk about what women agree with or what we can agree with. We just be on the offensive.
I just haven't heard.
Women try to fight and
I just
agree
haven't
with
seen a
shit.
post. I just haven't seen a post of you, and linking on against any man getting put on child support. Guess what? There's thousands of stories getting men getting put on child support all the time, and I ain't
I
heard you
definitely
put
do.
no posts or nothing like that. Okay, well, I ain't
I
seen it.
definitely have. I'm more of a responder than to just be putting things out there, making statements.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I definitely responded to a couple of posts, and it was like, I'll never understand this child support thing. This sound like
I
regret
don't
and
be post
bitterness.
hopping like that, so I can't keep up with your track record. I want to keep up with your content that you post.
Oh, well, that's understandable. That I need to be a little bit more transcendent, not
Right.
just always in somebody else's shit. Just do my own
Be a
idea.
producer instead of just a consumer.
All right, I heard you. I heard you the first time you said it.
I'm saying it again, reiterating it.
These callers come up. We want to hear from you.
Oh yeah, they all right.
Somebody popped up. Let me see who popped up.
Somebody popped up. I don't see nobody.
He ain't coming there. He ain't coming there.
Yo, yo, yo.
Oh,
What's up? What's up? It's Potter, right? Can you say your name?
Hey, partner.
peace.
Yeah, what's good?
Peace, brother. Peace.
What you got? What you got for the great Cali West Miami, man?
Man, he get on fire today.
Salute.
Peace. All right.
I appreciate you, kid. For real.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I was wanting you to elaborate on what you was calling the sister excuses when it comes to bringing up things that happened in the crack era.
Oh well, yeah. The reason why I say excuses is because let's just be real. A lot of reasons why the black man was in the crack area was because they were trying to gain the respect of their woman. Because you know what I'm saying, if you was to go back and see, because I'm from LA, so if you was the one bagging groceries at Vons or Albertsons or whatever the fuck they got now, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying, they was looking at the dope boys who had the money and the, you know what I'm saying, the flashy cars. So shit, you kind of want to emulate, you know what I'm saying, the niggas you seen on the block making money. So guess what, you got into a certain type of line of business. That was the 80s for you. You know what I'm saying. I mean, hey, we could say a lot of things, but guess what? There's a lot of people who didn't do that. They kept their head low. They did blue collar work like construction jobs. Remember back in the 80s, black men used to mow lawns. Remember that? You remember that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So we can never say that black men just didn't want to do the jobs. But guess what? Unfortunately, the Mexicans were smart. They start undercutting us and doing it for less than us. So that's kind of why you don't see black people do garden work no more. But black people were the ones who were doing the lawns and the gardening. We were the ones who used to do all that stuff and all
All
that
right.
heavy lifting and stuff. And that's the reason why you don't see as many black men in construction. It's not because we don't want to be in construction. It's just that the Mexican who lives in a house on someone's couch, if he's going to undercut you, saying, who you think is going to get a job? So the 80s, like I said, not all black men got incarcerated and got locked up in the 80s. But guess what? The men that they liked, the men that they looked up until they emulated, that's who they want to bring them about the 80s and stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, they could have chose to be with that man who was doing okay and just trying as hard as he can and do what they got to do and be in one house. But no, she decided she wants to do what she wants to do. She wants to be fast and be in the club, backstage underage, trying to meet BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe, you know what I'm
I'm gonna have
saying,
to.
and all them artists,
All right.
LL Cool J,
Okay.
right?
There's
Yeah.
a,
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Let me just make an announcement before you speak, sir, because we have you coming on, and I just want to give you the rules of engagement. So when we got our guest speaker talking, I'm going to be muting mics, right, so that he can get what he has to say out, and then I give you an opportunity to speak. Okay, so you can speak now and go ahead right now. Because are you finished, Cali West?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead. Kahana speaks, and everybody, please mute your mics. If you don't, I'll do it for you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I just want to have a dialogue. I'm trying to be too long winded because I don't like the debate thing. But I'm just trying to understand your point of reference. So, you grew up in the hood in the '80s.
Well, shit. Well, I did grow up in the '80s. I did grow up in the hood in the '80s. Not
So,
forever, but I did grow up in the hood for a little while.
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 44, my brother. What's up?
Okay,
Talk to
nah,
me.
I'm 52, and I just kind of remember how the neighborhood used to be before the crack era hit. And the changing in the mentality and the home environments and the children coming up in those environments, their mindsets did change. The things they seen their parents or relatives doing or whatever, what have you. So that has had a lasting effect. It's not about making excuses, but when you deal with universal laws of, especially of cause and effect, we are seeing the effect, but we're not addressing the cause well enough to where we can't negate it and just say, all right, get over it. Nah, that's, to me, that's a European concept from, where they saying, oh, racism doesn't exist. We're looking at the effects of it. It's easy for people to ride a bandwagon, but when I grew up in the hood, to see how people interacted with each other before the crack era came, I seen the difference. So it really hit in the early '80s, in Georgia. So it's like I know the effect, where the cause was what this Oliver North, while Bush was vice president, Bush daddy, and Reagan was in office, they flooded used Rick Ross as a patsy to infiltrate and flood the inner cities and the hoods with crack cocaine, which when they first started out, it had heroin in it. So there was a lot of things that really tore down the fabric of people who they were. Now you saying that the people have where the girls want to chase these dope boys and that type of lifestyle. Yeah, because it's made famous in music nowadays, and of course the girls want to chase something that they seen as successful, not understanding that it was all a scheme devised by powers to be that are in charge of running just our so-called government. These people did it through CIA operatives like Danilo Vandone and many more. The whole thing is that when we unfold and unravel everything that they've done to try to keep the indigenous original people down, it's like we can't negate that because there's a war going on out here. It's real. The naval intelligence called it a quiet, excuse me, silent weapons for quiet wars. And if we cannot negate that, not saying that it's the end all be all that brothers choose to sell dope. To me, if they out there selling poison to their people, I don't like it. Period. Point blank. But I know a lot of good people that's just what they do. It ain't who they are. And through whatever case may be, some have reformed and done a lot of better things to repay or to repair what they had messed up in the hood when they grew up. So I see a lot of people making amends, and to not. I mean, I don't want to be too long winded because I would like the dialogue, but yeah,
Give him
I
an
did.
opportunity. Like, okay, let's wrap it up a little bit because we are on time and we have Mugabe Wadua on the line too. He wants to.
Moody Y. That's his
Oh,
name.
Moody Wa. Thank you.
Hey, are you guys the connect? How does the connection sound? Because you guys were choppy and there was a lot of echo.
The echo, I had to mute Cali West Miami Mike because I was getting irritated by that too. So hopefully we
Right,
could
right.
just edit that out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't
I
see
Yeah.
no.
I kind of want Cali West. You think you could like jump off and jump back on or something and see what
Yeah, I
happens?
think he got to go out and come back in
Yeah,
because
Cali
the
West. Can you
echo.
do that
If
for
you
us real
don't,
quick? Can you hear
if
me?
you didn't hear the echo, it's probably you.
I heard it the whole time, and I was just getting real irritated. That's why I just wasn't saying much.
Oh wow, that sounds horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was hurting
more
my
though.
ear.
It's over now. So
It was a lot of noise. Yeah, definitely a lot of noise. Let's see. He's back in here. Let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
talk now.
it's
Yeah. So Cali
it's
West, I'm sorry. I'm a technician, so I'm just gonna help you out just a little bit, right? Take your headphones off real quick and see if the noise is not coming out of your first device.
Just to humor you, Doug. Here you go.
Now, can you hear me out your computer still?
Hello. See,
So
I'm not
okay.
connected to the computer.
Huh?
I'm not connected to the computer. Look.
What are you? What is your headphones connected to? Uh,
Hello. See
okay.
yeah.
What are your headphones connected to?
the computer.
Oh, take those headphones out. You don't have a soundboard, so that's making the echo. Do you have a soundboard?
Hold on. Yeah, that's crazy because I don't have no issues with anybody else. Hold on.
I mean, for him, it doesn't come off as an echo when he talks, but it comes off an echo when we talk.
Right. So if he don't have like, do you have a switchboard or something like that? Are you using that? Or are you just directly connected to the computer?
Now I'm on StreamYard just like y'all. Why? What you trying to? What's up?
I
Let's see.
want to
Hold
show
on.
you my soundboard so you can understand, but it's way over by my desk. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I ain't
take
doing
the
no
earphones
soundboard stuff.
off. Take the earphones off and see if you can talk without it.
Nah, because I'm gonna have to talk on the speaker of the damn thing.
You don't have a speaker.
Hold on. Hold on.
Or turn your headphones down. Anyway,
Is that better?
mud. Oh God.
Is that better?
Moody lad.
Yeah.
Hello,
What's
hello,
up?
testing. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
What did
a
you do?
Turn down the volume.
Huh?
Turn down the volume.
Okay, turn it up just a little bit more. The mic, just the mic. Let me see. Testing one, two, three. Talk.
Is that a little better?
It's a little
yeah.
better, but we can't hear your voice
Yeah.
that much.
How about that?
That's
Testing
perfect.
one, two, three. Wait a minute. Testing one, two, three.
All
It's
right,
still
so we're
Yo,
gonna have to
mic
deal with
check,
the
mic
echo
check.
to actually hear him. It just is what it is. So let's
It just is what it is, I guess, huh?
right.
Right. All right.
just leave it like
Well,
that.
yeah. Just whatever you did, leave it like
So
that.
let me
It's just
respond to the black man though. Let me respond to the brother man
go
though,
ahead, brother.
because he said what he had to say. Yo, we can't discount what happened in the '80s. I mean, we know a lot of black messed up things happen to black men, black people as a whole. Black, messed up things have been happening to black people in a whole forever. But guess what? You know who messed up. I mean, you know, you know, a lot of things, messed up things happen to a lot of people of all colors. You know, the Protestants and the same people who came over and treated us like shit, they're treated like shit in Europe and all that too. You know, and best believe it, there are certain parts in Africa where black people weren't treated necessarily the best by other black people. So everybody of all cultures have all been through some type of turmoil and pain. You know, the question is that when do you rise above the bullshit and do something better? Because not all black people were affected by the crack epidemic. Not all black people decided to go sell drugs. Not all black people went and got into jail. There are black people who are doing good since the 1960s. But guess what? Based off of what we see on TV on Good Times and what we see on TV, we would just assume that that's all our lives, and that's not necessarily the case. So that's why I say this is just excuses, not reasons.
All right, Mika, Ariel, can we go to our next caller? I guess you was
I
saying
just
next
want
time.
to expound on what he said. You're right. Not all black people did that, and the ones that didn't do that ended up being that upper middle class. I know because I'm from a family of the ones that didn't do that. You know, I'm on my father's side. I'm not gonna talk about my mama's side, but my father's side, they didn't do that, and they're like upper middle class. So then on my mama's side, they're upper middle class, but then my mama, she fell victim to the thing. You feel me? And she was one of my mama just happened to be the one. And I personalize things, and so I don't care what you say, but I only go by my experience and what I see happening around me because I'm an observer,
Yeah, but
right?
if you observe, but see, you can't say that you're an observer, but then to say you always personalize everything because at the same time, regardless of what's going on with you personally, because maybe you have a better life than other people, but at the same time, be considerate and observe that. Guess what? Everybody else's situation is not the same like yours.
Everybody's not
A lot of
everybody
people, a
else
good percent of
situation
people
is
are
not the
doing better.
same. Are you still I'm sorry, you still talking? I didn't hear
Yeah, I
you.
was still saying. Yeah, I was still talking. I was saying
Oh,
that
sorry.
statistically, we can still pinpoint a certain demographic of people who are experiencing the similar situation simultaneously and in the past. And like as we speak, they're going through that right now. So it's hard to dismiss. It's hard to just say everybody else's situation is not the same. You know what I realized in life in my old age? What I realized is that most people's situation is not really very different from each other. It's very, very similar and most of the times the same.
Well, when I say I'm an observer, I'm not just only observing my life. I'm observing my environment by being uh, in the inner city in LA. I grew up on the west side too, and I grew up on the east side too. So, and then I've been on around LA. I'm just talking about LA right now, but just being in the inner cities and knowing how the east side was once rich, knowing how Watts was once rich, knowing how what they all start moving to the west side, and by I know the whole story. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he's 71, 72, and he tell me how things were too. So I this is like first I get first hand testimony, and then I observe things. So I know that okay, it didn't affect all of our people, but it affected all our people because at one point we had somebody in our family that was doing that, and it devastated the whole family. And at the same time, they wasn't aware how that was gonna hit. You had brothers that was selling that stuff to make money, and they whole mama house getting what you call that, the batter ram then. That was in the 80s. The whole house, like they had a nice house. The mom didn't know what they was doing, and her house is messed up, and the police don't want to pay for that. So then what? Her property value goes down, right? We putting it all together. Let follow me what I'm doing because property value is important when it comes to wealth.
Right, but at the same time too, just keep in mind that you see, you make it seem like black women were just had that was everybody's situation where they just all had a house. A lot of those black women who or any black people who did have houses, well, especially black women, it was because they inherited it from their grandparents,
It doesn't
right?
matter. That's
Oh
what you
no, no,
put.
hold on, wait. It does matter because we have to take into some consideration context. Well, if they didn't choose, if they didn't choose to, then to not have a man in the household any longer, then guess what? Maybe a battering ram wouldn't come through their door. Most people who are gang members did not have dads at home, responsible dads at home who put a foot in their ass if they're caught in trouble. Most
So
people who were in gangs were
But
going,
wait, wait a
to
minute, y'all.
guys who had all the money as a father position and kind of wanted to be emulate and be like them. I'm a
okay,
man, so
Wait.
I'm just speaking from experience.
okay, I got a question for you. So, do you consider death as part of the reason? Because some of these women live past their husband's age, and so at a certain time, they were too old, and then they felt because a lot of women felt like once they married, that was it. They didn't go looking for somebody else.
Well, okay, let's consider that. Well, just keep in mind, like they like to, women like to bring up the fact that the men tend to live, you know, you know, past before their wives. But guess what? That's a fact for any nationality. Do you know that? Do you know that white husbands die before their wives as well? Were you aware of that?
Yeah, yes, I do. I am aware of that. However, I'm talking about the culture, the so-called black community, because I said, women, I mean, husbands do, potentially die before the wives because they married their wives super young for one. And then and back then they did marry, like your grandma probably was like 17, and your grandpa was probably like in his 20s. So that was a normal thing, right? So naturally, yes, that happened. So we don't want to consider these environmental factors when it comes to single mother raising children. You get what I'm saying? So a woman can never be that take the place of a man ever, right? Oh, wait a minute, are you talking?
And also you got to take into consideration as well too that as a you got also got to take into consideration the fact that you know if you marry someone who's younger than you, right, they eventually have to get older as well. And unfortunately we don't see big mama in the retirement homes, because unfortunately black women live not that much longer than, it's not like black women live longer than black men by like 10 or 20 years. They probably live by black men more by like maybe a 5 year span, more or less, probably less if you look it up statistically.
Um,
So I can't believe that's really here nor there.
it exists, and I think that they've lived way longer because my grandmother lived. I'll keep personalizing. Let me stop. But it's some that live longer, and so you want to talk about statistics, but there's always that percentage of anomaly. I guess you would want to say, even though Black people don't do census at all, so they have a small number to even go by.
Black people don't do You said black people don't do census at all. How do you know black people don't do
Most
census?
Black people don't do census.
That sounds stereotypical. How do you not know black people do
It is
census?
stereotypical, but
That is
it's
very stereotypical. How do you know that black people don't do
Um,
census? See, let me
shoot.
guess.
Do you do
Because
census? Wait. Let's just take
how
a
y'all
vote.
gonna go back and
Do you
forth?
do
I
Let
census?
have,
somebody else
I
talk.
have, I have, I
Okay.
have,
Okay. Wait.
I
You
have,
do census, Lakeisha?
I have,
I
I
Yeah,
said
have.
Lakeisha. You do
yeah,
census?
I have.
What about you, Madua? Do you do census? Madua? How do you pronounce that shit?
Yes.
So you know why I think that's actually really kind of asinine. So
Why?
you're basing off of whether black people do statistics off of 5 people off a panel. That's not a true way of making a statistic.
I'm just asking.
And
No,
and,
because
and,
it
and,
could
and,
be.
and by
It
fault, by
is
your
the
It was
truth.
by,
a
Wait a
by
minute. You know
default,
nothing
by
about
hold
It's
on,
a
statistics.
statistic.
You know
by
nothing
default.
about
So
statistics.
I do
So
know something
wait a
about
minute. No,
statistics, obviously,
pause.
and obviously,
Pause. You don't
statistically,
know
three
nothing
out of
about
five
statistics.
motherfuckers
It'll be
said that
one out
it
of
was
five,
no, there
baby.
was they
It'll
took
be one out
statistics.
of five. That's the
Three
ratio,
out of
honey.
five people said that they
One
took
out of five
census
people do
on their
not do
panel
statistics.
alone. So if you want to be statistical about it, I'm
Statistically.
still right.
No, you're wrong.
You're
You're wrong. That's how you do the statistic. If all four of y'all said y'all do
The numbers don't
census,
lie.
wait a minute. If all four of y'all said y'all do census, right? I didn't even get to ask the other brother Pahana. But say if all four of y'all said y'all do statistics, I would say one out of five do not do statistics. You get it?
You're wrong. I don't know how
Oh
you. No
my
matter how
god.
you cut it, no matter how you cut it, you're still wrong. Do
if
I get
if
it?
if
we
Pahana,
can, we
Listen,
can
I
move
get it, but you're still
on now.
wrong. I told you
Is
I
it
get it.
possible? Is it possible that we can move on to Moody Why? Because it's been a half hour and he haven't
Right.
been
He
able to
wants to
talk
answer his
yet.
question,
I'm
and I ain't
wrong.
gonna
Right.
Go
lie.
look it
I ain't
up,
got all night
bro. I
either.
took
So
statistics, sir.
okay, you said
I
statistically, you
mean,
might need to
like,
take it
what
again on when it
are
comes to those
y'all?
facts,
I'm sure you lost your train of
because
thought
the
by
numbers
now.
don't lie.
But
can't
Can
handle
y'all
the
can y'all
statistics.
can y'all bring it back into the topic of the conversation, because y'all went off a little deep into the topic of the conversation was what specifically, because I want to address the topic.
Wow.
Say what you gotta say, brother. What's up?
You got the flow.
I did say what I wanted to say, brother.
Okay, the topic
All right,
was
can you repeat it because we didn't hear it? There was a lot going on. So
no,
say what you
I
gotta
heard what
say.
he said. But go ahead, Meet. What was the topic?
I think you guys were talking about black men dating outside their race. Um black women can't date outside their race. Um, what else he said? Single black women are making messed up black men, and oh, and should black men start getting child support from black women?
Okay, well, thank you for bringing it back in. I want to play devil's advocate here for a moment. It, to be honest, what 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 is it about black men today that makes them viable choices for damn near any woman? Like, what are brothers doing that's so phenomenal or extraordinary to where any group of women, aside from sex, we all swear we got a good stroke game and all this and that other bullshit. But aside from sex, we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom as far as education is concerned. We're near the bottom as far as other men are concerned economically. Uh, 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 so where is this? Where is this? I'm a hell of a nigga at. That these women should be diving all over the brothers. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some phenomenal men out here. I get that part, but for the most part, we got what is it? You got 40-year-old rappers and they're still trying to make an album. You got motherfuckers that still trying to be gangbangers at after the peace treaty. You got motherfuckers out here that's passing around STDs. You got motherfuckers out here that don't know flower from flower if the words were sitting right in front of them. So what is it about contemporary black men that's so phenomenal to where these women should be flocking toward the majority of us? Because I hear a lot of brothers speaking disparagingly about the sisterhood, and the sisterhood had a fucking problems. Don't get it twisted. But it ain't like you doing that much motherfucking better as a group. So how do we have a right to speak disparagingly about our female counterparts when we just as fucked up as a group?
Well, I think part of the problem here. Okay. I
I
think
keep
part of the problem. Okay, there
muting
we
your
go.
mic
There we go.
if
No, it's
you.
okay. It's okay. No problem. Yeah. No, what you basically all I want to say to you, my brother, is that your problem is that you're mixing a bag. When I'm mixing a bag, you're confusing the men that these single women chose to procreate with men like me and millions of other black men who chose not to, have kids out of wedlock. Men who decide to think about their future and how they move and they walk, whether it's being sexually in the bedroom or not. So, let's just get that point across. And then secondly, you kind of bring on the fact that, what makes men, black men so great that women need to be thankful for being with us. But let me ask you a question, my brother. Let me ask you a question. When and I'm not even gonna ask you a question. I'm just gonna say hypothetically, when a man goes up to a girl, right, and a girl does not want to talk to that man, what does she say when she does not want to talk to that man?
She
Answer that
says
for me
a
first.
myriad of things. It could be anything
All right,
or
general. All right,
nothing.
general. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I know how this is. I know how you're trying to play this, my brother. So I'm gonna answer it for you. Most women, statistically, and these women could correct me if I'm wrong. Most women would say that they have a boyfriend. The reason why they say they have a boyfriend, whether they have a boyfriend or not, because they know that the fact that you might have a man, what I'm saying, and it could be an imaginary man, but the fact that they know that this imaginary man might come and knock your ass out, they are willing to like move away and not mess with a girl because she said that she has a man. So just by association, black women need men. And guess what? The fact that black men are the only men who are willing to marry them and procreate and be with them and actually give them a chance in marriage, because guess what? 98% of black men who are married to black men. So guess what? They do need black men. And guess what? Black women are the ones who are the least married and the most divorced. So by the math
I'm calling
numbers,
BS on that. I'm sorry.
all right, you can call
But
BS
that's
what you
but
want. All
that's
right, hold on, hold on,
that's
hold on, wait, wait,
actual
wait, wait.
that's
I'm
actual
talking.
facts.
I'm talking.
That's
Yeah, right,
actual
right.
facts.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
fact.
Right, but with that being said, so at the same time, see, that's a problem. And like I said, my brother, you're kind of confusing me and anybody else who might have something to say. And here's another thing too. I never said at no time in this conversation that I say that only black women exhibit these behaviors or black women in general are not the viable options. All I'm saying is that as a black man, if you're gonna date a black woman, you kind of want to deal with a woman who has had trauma, who has a father, who knows how to respect a man, and that's the type of woman you should be with. And not you could expand your options, get your passport, date other type of women. You could do whatever you want to do. So at the same time, for us to sit down and try to dispute whether black men are good enough for black women or not. Well, unfortunately, the fact that the passport movement has making such a big deal in the community, obviously these black men obviously are viable options.
But here's the deal. If there's approximately 50 million black people in America, half of them would be female. That's 25 million. And let's just say half of those are adult women, 12.5 million. Let's just say half of those are single, viable women. We're talking about 6.25 million women. Why in the fuck, if you're the man that you think you are, why can't you find a good woman here in the United States? Like, I mean, I don't get it. No, if you're the man that you say you are, if you're to quote the late great Kevin Samuels, if you're a high value man on any level, if you're that nigga, you should not have problems finding a woman.
So that's funny you mentioned that. But what if the guy decides that he wants a different type of woman? Why does
That's all
hold on,
right.
wait, wait, no, no, hold up. Let me, if you're gonna say something, let me respond to you. That being said, what if a man wants a different type of woman? What if a man wants to go to Asia and get him a different type of woman? What if he wants to go to Switzerland and get him a type of chick? What if he wants to go to Africa and go get him a chick from North Africa, from like Sierra Leone or from Ethiopia, Eritrea, or anything like that? Who are you to police where a man should put his Johnson?
That's
Ever
not
since
what
the
I'm
beginning
not
of time, hold on,
policing.
no, no, hold on, no, no. The reason why I'm saying this is because you're kind of saying that whether a man's a man, whether he's the man or not, whether he decides to be with a black woman or not. I think that's kind of an asinine thing to kind of say because of the fact that people still go and get foreign cars from different type of countries. Why? Because they want a different type of car. So why would it be any different with a woman?
Okay, is that rhetorical or was that a real question?
That wasn't even rhetorical. That was a statement.
Okay, but
That was
but
a
not even 5 minutes
okay.
ago, you said out of your own mouth, good brother, that black women need black men, and I agree
They
with
do.
you. I
Okay.
agree with you on that.
So what's
Now,
your
and
point?
I'm saying that if you're the, and I'm just saying you, I'm using you, not
You being
personalizing
speaking in
and talking to
general.
you.
Okay, you speaking in
Yeah,
general.
speaking in
Okay.
general. If I'm the good nigga that I claim to be, if I'm
Okay.
the if my morals is in the right place, my
Okay.
heart is in the right place, my mind is
Okay.
in the right place, my
Okay.
morality is in the right place, my pocket is
Okay.
in the right place. If I know that these American black women need good men, why in the fuck would I go somewhere else? That's a
Well, why not?
contradiction to say
Well, let me ask you a question.
that's a
Why not?
hold on.
But why
What I'm
not?
saying is
What
I'm
is the
saying it's a
contradiction? Yeah,
contradiction to
land
say
the plane.
that to say that this group of women over here in the continental United States, they need men, and I know I'm one of these good men, and I know there's some good women out here, but I'm finna go shipping and handling.
Brother, no, that don't make. I don't even understand that analogy because that don't even really make any sense. But I'm gonna say this right now. At the same time, if black women know that they need black men, or whether black women need black men or not, whether the question is what are they willing to do to have a black man? If they're not willing to do what it takes to have a black man, they're gonna lose that black man. Point blank. Period. It's not my job to save every black couple and for them to be together. If she respects that black man, she gonna be with that black man.
And I don't disagree with you on that. I'm saying that
So it's not a
it's like
contradiction. What is it a contradiction of though? Because you say
what,
contradiction,
what I'm
you gotta choose your words
what
wisely when you speak to
Wait
me,
a
my
minute,
brother.
wait a minute.
Because
Let him get it out. Let him get it
yeah.
out.
Well,
morphine, me and the
what
brothers
I'm
having a
saying is,
conversation, and he's explaining
yeah,
himself.
what I'm saying is that if there's at least 2 million viable black women out here, got they head on half-ass right, marriage material, attractive to whatever your standards of attractiveness is. If you
Okay.
know that these women need to get drafted, you know that they need to get drafted. You know that some of them are great team players that they need to be drafted. I understand having a passport, going to have fun, fucking on some foreign women. I get it. It's fun. Do your stuff. But at the same time, you can't turn around and speak disparagingly about the entire lot. Yes, there's some horrible women out here, and there's some phenomenal women out here as well. And guess what? Guess what? If you're in it just for the fun aspect of it, this is the most phenomenal time to be a man. It's free pussy out here. It's like they fucking like jackrabbits. They don't even really want nothing. It ain't like 30, 40 years ago where you had to fake like you their boyfriend. They sexually liberated. So I mean, it's like what is the? I don't get it. Like, what do y'all want from the sisterhood? You want them to be sexually liberated, fucking and sucking on call, but then
See,
you want
that's
them to
your
act like
see, that's your
housewives.
problem. See, that's your problem. See, that's your problem. We don't want anything.
Well,
We
I
don't want
agree with
anything.
you.
Even from back in the day, like, even look, no, no. Well, you could agree with all, and that's cool. At the end of the day, there's an old saying: you can't turn a hoe to a housewife. That has been something that has been said before even rap music even came out. And at the same time, even in the Bible, it tells you to stay away from a promiscuous, woman who, speaks, deadly with her mouth. So at the same time, this has been something that man has been doing from the beginning of time. So to go ahead and try to accept bad behavior, that's not something we or anyone else in the righteous sphere accepts. So we're gonna speak on it, and feelings get hurt, so be it. If you're scared, go to church. And at the same time, when we say something about the community, it's gonna be about the truth. Because at the same time, look,
The
yeah, look,
righteous
look,
fear.
yeah, and for look at the same time, yeah, that's right. Yeah, write that down. The righteous fear. With that being said, look, with that being
Hashtag the
said,
righteous fear. Hashtag the righteous fear. Like, okay. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I
yeah,
don't mean to
no,
go
no,
back
but
on
look,
mute.
please,
For a
yeah, with that
wife,
being
then,
said,
bro. Is that what you're doing?
yeah, here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. This is going to be
I'm
a personal
asking you.
attack. Hold on. Look, can I look, brother? If you're gonna be on the show and gonna be asking questions, let me at least get my thoughts out. Because see, you're trying to make it about me. At the end of the day, look, at the end of the day, if I choose to get a wife, guess what? I don't want anyone who want to go put me on child support or on welfare. I don't want a woman who is dancing at the strip club. But guess what? If I'm look, get this. At the same time, if a girl is already being promiscuous, there's nothing that I could do or not do to actually, stop her from doing that. So me being one a wife and me having a wife is two different things. And me being with a hooker or anyone who wants to sell herself, that's a whole nother thing. And no, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? If a man got a few dollars and he want to go ahead and spend on her, that's his business. That's that man's business. Because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, even from the beginning of time, prostitution is something that has been always been going on. But with that being said, me looking for a wife, I wouldn't want any woman who wants to be independent and feel like being independent is being expressive or being free spirited with her body. Straight up.
So you want a virgin?
All right, you gotta pick this. Yo, this man got one more question, and this is it. Here you go, my brother. This is my question to you. No, I don't necessarily want a virgin, but guess what? Do I want someone who's always been around a bunch of people around the United States, much less in the neighborhood? No, I do not. And guess what? Whether whether crack came in the neighborhood or crack did not come in the neighborhood, no man wants to be with a promiscuous woman. All right, so do we got any other callers? We got any other questions?
All right, brother. Enjoy your day. I'm sorry to
You
get
too,
you a
my
little
G.
nervous. I'm sorry for getting you nervous with the
You
questions,
how you
brother.
got me nervous, brother? You ain't how you got me nervous? No, hold up, do this.
It's all
We're done
good.
with the question.
Wait a
See,
minute. Wait a
see,
minute.
we're done with the
Before
questions.
he
Look,
leaves, I
we're done
got
with
one
look, we're
Yeah.
done with the
question
question.
that was for
We're done
both
with
of
the
y'all.
questions.
Yeah.
We're done with the questions. We can have a
What did you?
conversation.
The
He
sister
said that
asked
he
not
got
to
me
Wait.
question
nervous,
for me.
Pause.
but you ain't got
I
me nervous. All you
got a
doing is asking
question
me
for both of
asking me
y'all.
kind of goofy questions, and we're like grown men. Like, do I want a virgin? There are no virgins really around. Now, let's not go
Let's
get
not
like a
give
young
that any
broad.
energy. We gonna
But you know what I'm saying? But you ask your
fast
questions,
forward
brother.
right
So
All
you
past
just
right,
on it.
all right, all
be about it.
Yeah,
right,
like
all
we gonna
right,
fast
y'all.
forward right
Hello,
past
hello,
on it. I got a
hello.
question for both of y'all.
Wait a minute.
Real
Pause
quick.
for a
Question for
second.
both of y'all that I would like to address.
I'm
For
sorry.
let
I gotta pause y'all for a second. I'm making an announcement. I'm muting mics right now. We're almost at the 3 hour mark. I'm sorry, Morphine. I know you had something to say, but you can get that out when you're ready. But can everybody hear me? Okay. Anyways, so we're at the 3 hour mark. I want everybody to do their closing statement. So we got how many minutes? 6 minutes left. Everybody 1 minute to say something. I'm finna time everybody. And that's the end. If you heard me, you heard me. If you didn't, you didn't. Did everybody hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I was getting
Yeah,
to
because
that
it
part
is getting a little
before I
late.
got
I usually don't
slightly
be
cut off
on.
and shit.
Usually
Okay,
But
don't be
so we
on board
gonna
this long.
hold on, because I'm gonna mute mics again. So okay, so Morphine, you got 1 minute to get your last statement out. Let me get my clock out. Hold on, hold on. You got 1 minute. Go.
so my little question for both of you guys was something that Cali West Miami said in the discussion, and it was something about women working and how his idealistics are, mostly he don't believe in a 50-50 situation. So I know I suspect that these two guys may have a different point of view. With the last remarks in the last little couple minutes, I would like for them to, what are y'all thoughts on that? And keep it brief, keep it brief.
Okay, who you want to go first, Morphine?
Partner has been on here for a while. He ain't say nothing, so let's start with him.
Okay. So Pahana, what you got to say about
Behind
what she said?
Pardon self. I got distracted. What was the exact question? 'Cause I thought it was a two-part question. Really, my
Okay.
fault.
So the question was, he says something about going 50-50, and he doesn't really believe in that. He more believes in the woman staying at home and the women staying at home. Like that's I guess what mostly
How do you
he
feel about
believes.
that?
How do you feel about that?
That's not what I said. What I said is I don't mind a woman co-signing to my to what I say. So whether that's staying home with the kids, whether that's being at office working with me, whether that's being in the field, being my secretary, doing my help meet work, whatever she's on is what I expect my woman to do. So
You just gave
let's
two
not just say
examples of her
Okay,
being
how do you
you.
feel about that then, sir?
All right, peace. Well, be short and brief. I believe that it should, as a man, should lead a household. Now, with that being said, a woman should be able to pursue her dreams and aspirations as well. Um, but raising the children, a woman giving the nurturing and loving and compassion to these children is, to me, is what's missing out of society. I don't believe a woman should be out there working 9 to 5 doing something that she don't like just to make ends meet. Meaning that if a brother gonna insist on the woman staying at home and he's being the sole provider and the family not struggling, cool, because women can have a passion to pursue without working for someone else's company and corporation making them rich, because taking care of home first is the main ingredient that's been missing. Just
Okay,
my
I got you. All right, can I just respond to that real quick? I believe that stay-at-home moms are entrepreneurs by nature. So most stay-at-home moms, they make money a different way. They made money by sewing, being seamstress. They made money by cooking, making cookies. They was making money like selling jam and jelly. They was making money as midwives and stuff like that. So as a stay-at-home mom, you can't just be sitting up at home eating bonbons watching TV. So I'm gonna get Madua perspective, and then we're gonna go back to Cali West closing remarks.
All right, real fast. Depending on what market you live in the country, if you're not making at least $150,000 a year, you can't afford to have no broad sitting at home not working, and that's just being honest with it. The average black man in this country makes about $50,000 a year. So in order for you to be able to fully take care of a woman and some children, depending on what market you live in, you need to triple your income if you want to have a stay-at-home woman. If not, what you're doing is you're asking that woman to dim her light because of some antiquated ideology you have about what a relationship is. Because in today's society, a lot of these women are far more educated and can go out there and get after the bag harder, faster, and more lucratively than you can. So sitting around talking about, oh, I need my woman to be sitting at home and all this, it's old school. It doesn't work in today's economy. Women fought hard for their independence. They fought hard to be able to get out of here and be able to make some money and bring something to the table. God damn it, shut up and let them bring something to the table. And I land the plane.
All right, land that plane there, my brother.
Okay. First off, I must say, if you can, hey,
Yeah.
no, hold on, no, let me respond to the
Wait,
young
wait,
man
wait,
because
wait. Let
he
me
made a
time you. Let
he
me
made a
time you.
he
All right, go for it.
yeah. Let me respond to the young man because he made a direct um response to me. Well, I must say, brother, if anybody got to shut up, it will be you because you claim that there's people who make $150,000 median to go live and provide for a family, but what you're not taking consideration is that most black women are making less than $40,000 a year. And you know what they're doing with that $40,000? They're splitting it by going to work and having to pay for child care services, which actually zeroes out a lot of their income. You're not taking that in consideration, my brother. When you talk about families, you need to take that in consideration as well. I never said for anyone to have kids with anyone with less than $40,000, $50,000. But guess what? A lot of people, especially foreigners, somehow find a way to do it. And guess what? Their kids still turn around and still kick, other people's asses. Saying in the United States. So that's just a fact as well. Statistically. So, and there's another thing too I want to also mention too, my brother, is the fact that you know unless you make $150,000, you must include yourself in that statement. So don't talk about just how much I make, because brother, you don't know how much money I'm making, what I got going on, my nigga.
I don't think I think you took that personal because he didn't even say you specifically. So I'm sorry.
It
You know,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if
I think he
words mean
was
something.
low
No,
key. I think he
words
was
mean
low key
something.
agreeing with you on a certain fact that if you're making
Words
less
mean
than 100.
something.
So do you
Yeah,
think?
but words means a lot. Words mean something.
I
So
think you
I
just
said
was
what I said.
smoking that ganja and you got misconstrued.
No, I ain't missing the ganja. I'm just keeping the straight facts. That's how
But
I keep it. Facts and
I want to
statistics.
thank. Okay, let me mute you for a quick, brother, because the echo. So I just want to thank everybody for coming on tonight and showing the brother some love. And the bar reloaded. You can kick rocks, man. Yes, I do make it about my experience because I am very experienced and I am a observer and I have took uh formal science college courses because the first thing you need to do is observe. That is what science is about: observing nature and testing it out and proving it, ma'am. Thank you. Anyways, we're gonna end this live. I thank everybody for coming out. The comments is off the chisang, the views is off the chisang, and I love you guys. And thank you, Cali West, for showing up and showing out.
You
And
already know. You know what I'm
and we
saying? We don't be about that fake shit. You know what I'm saying? We real
no
here in the Righteous
fakeness.
Sphere. So y'all
All
check
right.
us out on Facebook, the Righteous Sphere. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Cali West Miami. You can see me on YouTube. So shout
Yep.
out to all the
Instagram.
people
What's
keeping
your
it
Instagram?
righteous. My IG is Cali West Miami.
What's your TikTok?
Same thing.
Cali West.
Miami.
DMG, I know your ass ain't just coming in when I'm trying to wrap the show up, bro.
Hey, listen, I didn't realize you was wrapping up, my sister. I apologize. I'm gonna have to come back on another time. But
And I've been searching
hey,
for you in the daylight with a flashlight. Where you
hey,
been?
listen, my phone. I had cracked my phone screen last week, and it went black Wednesday. I couldn't see nothing, couldn't receive calls. So yeah, I was missing in action. But I got a phone yesterday. Had to get all my contacts back. Had to get all that stuff. So I'm just now getting my Facebook back together. So I'll be back in there in a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to shout y'all out. Y'all had a great show.
Thank you so much, DMG. This is the OG DMG. That's my NIGGA. If he don't get no bigger, y'all know how to make it right.
No doubt, no doubt, no
Did
doubt.
you
So,
have any comments? We got 7 minutes left.
no, just I love to chop it up with the brother. I got some disagreements, but we ain't really got time to air them out right now. But I love to have them on paradigm shift and see if we can sort things out. Shout out to the brother Mutawa, and always a pleasure to hear him break things down.
Peace to the God, brother. Peace to the God.
I see the jersey change and Bandit is in the building.
Right.
We got somebody else
brother
that jumped in on the
Kyle.
call too.
I know.
Craig,
Shout
my
out to
G,
my
what's
brother
good, bro?
Kyle, Jacket Squad up.
What's good, Chief? But
Jagger Squad.
Shout out to the Queen Lakeisha.
hey, I gotta
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
I gotta do this right quick. I gotta say, listen, it is an honor having. Hold up. We got another guy on here. We got an elusive bandit, more elusive than me, Kyle.
Oh hell! Oh hell!
Yeah, I said we got somebody else that just jumped on here.
Oh hell!
Oh, my partner. What's
Yes,
going on, brother
sir.
Kyle?
Moody Wad, what's up, Slime? How
Hey,
you
man,
doing,
damn,
bro?
I wish you'd have been here earlier. I'm good, fam. I'm good, man. I'm safe from Hurricane Hillary.
They ain't wipe the
That's some
hurricanes and the
bullshit. What did?
earthquakes didn't take you away, did they?
Right.
Hold on. Y'all we about to close out. We got Kanye
Oh yeah.
G.
Goddamn! Give us some.
You at
Did
the
you watch it,
last
bro?
minute. And this would have been a great show if y'all was here at the beginning. I'm
Well,
sorry, brother. Y'all have missed out on a great show. We would do this again. I promise you we will schedule this because
No
we
doubt.
need Kanye on here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just came to show support for
DMG,
my brother Moody Wad, man. That's my dog, man.
Hey,
I
it
can't
is
leave him
all.
out.
Who damn Moody Why? I don't give a damn about Moody Why.
we got to get Mudawa on for a solo interview, man, so he can finish calling out a certain somebody and certain somebodies.
Yeah. We need to solo interview Moody Why. You
I want to do
Well,
that. I
I've
want to
been
be a part
asking
of
for
that
it.
interview. I got
No,
to.
no doubt, Mickey. You know, you like the first lady of Paradigm Shift in the whole effing show right now.
Oh shoot! Mine is your wife is the first lady because she's.
My wife is the
I
queen.
gotta
Go,
get your
nigga.
wife
She's the
Go,
the first
nigga.
queen.
lady.
She's the
Hey.
queen. She's the queen.
She the queen.
So
She's
watch.
the queen. She's the queen of Paradise View. You first lady, all right?
I
You
got.
know, it's a different time. It's business over here.
Okay.
But I
It's
got.
business.
Hold on, right
Yeah.
quick. Kyle, brother. Kyle,
what's
my
up?
great.
What's up, bro?
We got 4 minutes, y'all.
Yeah. I know my
Man,
great
give
brother.
me 10, man. Let me rock right quick.
Bro, you got
All
four
right, that's
minutes,
cool. All right,
Kyle.
that's
Five. Give me
cool.
five. Give me five. No.
Nah,
Four
you get
minutes and
three
30
now. You get
seconds.
two, nigga. You get 2 minutes, nigga.
Hold on.
Your
Before that,
time running down. You finna go to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Go.
hold on, right quick. Before that, I gotta do it. My great brother Kyle. I'm glad you're here alongside P Diddy himself, DMG. He like P Diddy, man. He bust in on your shows, but that's great. But Kyle, I gotta say this, bro. I got something for you. I got a friend of mine. Her name is Morphine. You know what I'm saying? And I know you have your views and you travel because you went to New Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, I was in Amsterdam. I mean, I travel all the time, so like that was just my last trip that I took to Amsterdam and Denmark and that little whole spill.
I got a date for you with my lovely but elusive co-host Morphine, right? And I'm pretty sure she would have a lot of questions to ask you, Kyle.
Oh
And
man, you gotta be specific, man. I'm an OG player from the Himalayas, man. You said you
I
got a
know
date, man. I don't set the
Hey,
false pretense with a nigga.
what you talking about, bro? What you
I,
talking about?
He
I've
You
been
knew
use that
Morphine was
term
interviewing
loosely.
him.
Kyle,
So,
one who introduced me to the Red Pill Society, right?
oh Lord.
So, you know
Two
what I'm saying?
minutes.
So I just want to say,
No, it's your fault. It's your fault. Kanye. Okay.
How
Man,
many
this
man?
this man then took the path and took a left turn somewhere, man.
no,
I just came to bring him
I
back
ain't think.
home, man.
Uh,
I
okay,
took
go for it,
like
Kyle. Your last statements, bro. You
Damn.
got 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Craig trying to make it about him and shit. Go ahead, Kyle. It's about you.
I just want to say this. I want to get Kyle back on the show with Morphine. You know what I'm saying? About
We heard you already, sir.
Yeah. You can do that in the background.
Let this man get his 2 minutes. Go ahead, Kyle.
We got 1 minute left.
Y'all some party poopers. Fuck y'all.
Nah, you doing too much, nigga.
1 minute. Exactly 1 minute.
I mean, I ain't really got nothing to say, man. I'm gonna ease up out of this thing the same way I came up over here, man. So y'all have a great night.
Oh, scary ass nigga. Get out of here, old scary ass nigga. Get the scary ass nigga up out of here. Get him out of here.
Give you an opportunity to talk.
Get the scary nigga out of here.
He don't want to talk.
Nah. He out with his Bugatti back. He out with his Pooh Shiesty mask all today and his BMW clean his hair like he ready to put in some work today. The nigga can get on here and get soft. All right, Kyle. Come on.
That's the show tonight. I'm finna end it right now because I got to go. But I love you guys, and I'm sorry that I'm rushing the situation. Start another show, do a back chat show, but I love you anyways. Thank everybody for chiming in. And this is Meika Wash, Mouth Off with Meika, and I'm out.
She washed everything.
Show who you are. Good riddance. Is your kid and bit the forbidden? As it was written, you overbid it. With the heathens, karma is a bitch, so how you living? Pray for my enemies, unforgiven. Cast the pearls on hog moms and chitlin'. If it's too hot, get your ass out the kitchen. Finger licking good, good looking. Stewing in the stew, I'm cooking. You psyched out, paranoid and shookin'. Shook the table, babes, I'm booking. Get prepared for this ass whooping. Listen to the words being spoken. You were talking, I'm awake and woken. While I'm spitting this, got your spit, got choking. Era up, a glance in my world, eyes shut open. Parallel in my mind, I'm chosen. Reverse the time, heart frozen. Antarctica, cold as ice. Casting locks, rolling dice. Mean as nails, I'm nothing nice. They persecuted me like they rejected Christ.